One love, Delta9 travelers. Now, if I'm coming through clearly and you can hear me on your side of the globe, please and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that thumbs up button and drop a 9 in the comment section for me. Help to boost this video in the algorithm. We have quite a list of very important and trending headlines that we, the right thinking persons, must help to advocate and spread to the widest possible audience so persons can understand from a neutral perspective, from a right thinking perspective, what really going on in Guyana. I'm telling you, there's a lot of things for us to update one another with. Let's jump straight into some of these headlines right now. Big up to all the travelers right now in the chat. Drop a 9 in the comment section for me. Just doing a sound check. Want to make sure that we're coming through, and we're coming through very clearly so persons can hear us no matter where they're tuned in from. Where are you tuned in from right now, Delta9 travelers? Where are you picking this live up from on the globe? I'm coming to you live from the sunny, beautiful Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Big up to all the travelers live right now in the chat with us. We're going to be jumping into so many headlines right here on Delta9 Media, right? One love to all of those in the chat from the early part of the chat. We want to say a special big up to all of the frequent travelers with us. All of the persons traveling with us for the first time. Big up yourself same way. Listen. Last time we was live, the president did a press conference speaking on a number of things. We analyzed it and the live is up on the channel. But guess what? The leader of the opposition came back with a rebuttal to a lot of the things that was said. Plus, other members of the opposition as well came back with a rebuttal to both of these press conferences. It's only right, because this is the format that we use right here on Delta9 Media. We analyze as many aspects to what is going on so that we could get to the gist of the situation. Right, I want to say big up to everyone I see coming in right now. Big up Rue Grenade. Thanks for tuning in. Moderator, one of our insightful moderators, right there. Frequent traveler dropping the 9s, meaning a coming through clear, buddy. And persons can hear me. Always a good thing when, you know, I know that the signal working. Desiree, thanks for tuning into the live presentation. Desiree is one of our frequent travelers as well. Always here bringing the insightful commentary and the international persons tuned in from Canada. We got persons tuned in from Guyana, persons tuned in from the US, the Caribbean. Big up to all the travelers live with us right now, right? Guyana, Palm Base. Big up yourself, Anthony. Let me jump into some of these headlines right now. The rebuttal as we analyze it from a real place, because this independent video is up on the channel as well. But let's get into it for some live discussions and analysis. The information coming in from the leader of the opposition. Plus, we forget that is more than a month now since the MV Barima tragedy went down. We're going to be getting into some of them details here, too, you know, on this live. And we ain't forgetting about the August 18 slave rebellion. A lot of persons might have forgotten it, but guess what? We're going to make sure that we remember the sacrifices of our ancestors right here on this live presentation. So if you haven't already, please and thank you, thumbs up the live presentation, because we got so many headlines to touch on. Among those and other international headlines as well. Let's hear from the leader of the opposition, Mr. Honorable Mr. Azruddin Mohamed.
Because you were scared? Was it when you were using my many security weapons? Did I become a criminal only when I became your political opponent? And if you have evidence that I am a criminal, why are you withholding it from the state? You too should be charged in that case. Take it to the police. Go to court. Every time I release these videos exposing corruption in the PPP, instructions are given to arrest people and try to have them implicate me in a crime. And let me say this to Irfan, address the message, not the messenger. If what I said about your farm is false, prove it. If what I said about your government is false, prove it. If what I said about the contracts, the hospitals, the oil and gas sector, and the treatment of the Guyanese people is false, prove it. Do not attack me and ignore the matter at hand. If the message is false, destroy the message. The messenger does not matter if the facts are right. The president stood up yesterday and said the farm is less than half of what we said it is. That is a lie. This man is a notorious liar. We have the evidence. We have used international geosatellite data, including Google satellite imagery, and we're going to show the Guyanese people exactly what I found. And let me make something clear. 150 acres was a conservative figure. So the president wants Guyanese people to believe that he owns this massive property and does not know how much land he owns?
Exactly.
Come on. You said earlier that when you return from overseas, you would invite the media to the farm and go live. Now it is at the appropriate time. What happened? The president.
That's a point that we was raising right here on Delta9 Media. You say, how come you was a former minister of housing, plus you own property? Any person that own property would know the size of the property that they own. You gotta pay for it. So you know what you're paying for. That don't make sense.
The president also said the allegations are coming from somebody who is not credible. So is the president now saying that information becomes untrue simply because of who brings it? If the information is wrong, prove it. Do not attack the messenger. Address the message. The president and his minions keep throwing around the figure of 191 billion in alleged tax evasion. Where did that figure come from? Where the reported US alleged indictment figure is 50 million, which is Guyana dollars 10 billion. So where did this 191 billion come from? Do not manufacture figures and use the office of the president to repeat them as political ammunition. The president was asked when he would consult the opposition leader. His answer was that he will consult only when the Constitution requires it. That tells the Guyanese people everything they need to know. The PPP consults when it is forced to consult. On matters of national importance, they do what they want and when they want. The president says he will seek expert advice on oil and gas. That is the problem. Always after the fact. This government is reactive. Something happens, they get exposed, the opposition calls them out, the public demands answers, and then suddenly they seek expert advice. Guyana has been producing oil for years. Where was the preparedness? Where was the expertise? Where were the systems? And when it comes to the money coming into this country, we have already raised questions about transparency. The president finally quoted 39.8% today after pressure from the opposition and media. I have raised these figures last week. I want the Guyanese people to know that at $80 per barrel, we are receiving approximately 6.3 billion Guyana dollars daily. So my fellow Guyanese, brace yourselves for a $2 trillion budget early next year, while more than half of Guyanese continue to live in poverty. 1 month later, families are still grieving. 1 month later, families are still looking for answers. 1 month later, there is still no urgency that matches the scale of this tragedy. The president talks about the Heart Initiative, but the residents in the region have reported to me and WIN MPs on the ground that nothing meaningful is happening. Meanwhile, WIN has financially and otherwise assisted 21 survivors, 31 families of deceased victims, and 6 families of individuals still missing, 58 affected persons and families in total. We did not wait for a press conference. We went to the people. And when it comes to the COI, We have no confidence in simply being told to trust another government-appointed process. We have seen COIs before. Where are the reports? Where are the answers? Where is the accountability? We also call for Ministers Ejel and Indar to be removed while the inquiry is being conducted. The president's response was that they are waiting on the investigation. If the investigation is supposed to be impartial, then those who may be implicated in the circumstances being investigated should not remain in positions where they can influence the process. That is
Definitely
basic common
shouldn't.
sense.
Real
The president spent time talking about decency and respect. Respect? Have you noticed the way he speaks to journalists? Furthermore, the PPP has an entire network of social media trolls attacking political opponents, insulting people, and making racist comments. You have your puppets on social media being vile to people and coming to lecture us? The president talked about 10-minute emergency care and 30-minute outpatient service. That is not the reality people are experiencing. People are going to hospitals and waiting for hours. People are being transferred because hospitals do not have the equipment to treat them. Patients are being sent to GPHC, and GPHC does not have enough beds. People cannot get prescribed drugs. The RHOs are making a mess of the hospital procurement systems. Hospitals are on the state of hospitals without the people and equipment needed to run them. Guyanese are still begging for money to travel overseas for surgeries. People are still raising money for medical treatment. Dialysis is costing people $40,000 every week. Meanwhile, this government passed $1 trillion budget this year and last year. People must not just hear about the trillions, they must feel it. And since the president wants to talk about hospitals, let's talk about VAMID. VAMID Engineering was awarded a contract for 35 billion Guyana dollars for the New Amsterdam Hospital. And despite that history, the PPP government gave the company another multi-billion-dollar hospital contract. This is the same company whose work on the pediatric and maternal hospital at Ogle for 1.9 billion Guyana dollars. Same VAMID. VAMID took taxpayers' money and fled. Contract terminated, money lost. 2 white elephants. Where was the due diligence? Where were the background checks? This is the same PPP government keeps making decisions for us and asking questions afterwards. Reactive, never proactive. And now they want to talk about model villages when this government cannot guarantee basic water and electricity to its people. Electricity was supposed to be cut in half since Irfan's first term. 2024 moved to 2025, and then to no fixed timeline. We can't get stable electricity and we can't get potable water. Some communities get no water at all. So what exactly will he be modeling? This is nothing but a sham and a distraction from the corruption and nepotism surrounding his PPP government, from the president to his farm and his brother. Irfan, do you really want to discuss murder? Then talk about the Madhya dormitory fire and the 20 children who lost their lives. Talk about the over 100 people who died in the MV Barima tragedy. Talk about hundreds of people murdered under the PPP in the early 2000s. Remember that members of your cabinet have faced criminal proceedings. You yourself had 19 fraud charges. Do not act like PPP is some organization untouched by allegations, investigations, or court cases. The president can call me whatever he wants. He can call me a criminal. He can question my credibility. He can send his trolls after me. He can use the machinery of the PPP to attack me. But none of that answers the questions. Where is the evidence? What is the size of the farm? When will Ejel and Indar be fired? When can we expect the hospitals to be fully operational? Where is the urgency for the families of the Barima victims? Where is the preparedness for oil and gas? Where are the answers on these multi-billion-dollar contracts? This is what the Guyanese people want to know. And I will continue to ask, because I'm not afraid of Irfan Ali. I'm not afraid of the PDP. And I will not be bullied into silence. Power is temporary. Remember that. This is a response to President Ali's live yesterday morning. When did you know I was a criminal? Was it when you were collecting my money? Was it when you rolled around in my bulletproof vehicles? When you sprawled off enjoying life in my armored vehicle?
Questions, some strong questions coming from the leader of the opposition about the recent press conference. Well, as we analyze this thing, we start to realize that unity in the opposition is very, very important. One of the most important things right now for every Guyanese, what we should be looking into and trying to foster is unity amongst the opposition parties, all the smaller opposition and larger opposition. Unity, because we realize that with that unity, and we're not just talking about the party, the supporters as well got to realize the importance if they would somehow want to see their leaders in these positions of power, because without unity, it's going to be more of the same, right? Well, guess what? One of the members of the opposition came forward and was highlighting this. Remember now, over here on Delta9 Media, we got to be neutral. We are for the people, by the people. We're not a part of any political party, and we're not affiliated, or we're not card-holding members of any of them either. So the thing is that we highlight in a neutral manner. We bring forward what it is, and we call a spade, and analyze what's really taking place. One of the members of, if not the leader of Vpac, came forward and highlighted this. Honorable Mr. Best had this to say about both the president and the leader of the opposition. What are your views, Delta9 travelers, about this? Let's hear directly from Honorable Mr. Best.
Talking about someone with allegations, who are making these allegations, the person who's making the allegation has himself indictment by the US. He himself having allegations of murder.
Was it when you were collecting my money? Was it when you rolled around in my bulletproof vehicles? When you sprawled off enjoying life in my armored vehicle because you were scared? Was it when you were using my many security weapons? Did I become a criminal only when I became your...
After listening to our president this morning and the opposition leader, I started to remember when I had money and I was good looking. Because I don't know which one is the baby father and the baby mother, because that's the kind of drama I used to have with baby mama and baby father. This here, right here, is the president of this country. And the other one that you saw earlier, which I'll put below the screen, is the opposition leader. Now, the two of them have decided not to focus, and I'm speaking to both of them, on the 100 and something lives that we would have lost, the children in this country that needs help, the single mothers that need help, and I'm speaking both offices. But the two of them have used their time to argue about personal problems. So since we are going to use, I don't own no political office, the office of the opposition leader, nor the president, and it is personal, I'm going to start making it personal too, because like it's no longer about Guyanese, and I don't care who called my phone, like y'all been calling my phone and tell me to shut my mouth, because the president has been getting attacked since I started this application. I've been going after him. I've been calling on him to return my company to me, because it is his government that would have taken it. But you know what the most ironic thing is? The other man that's below me right now, while we want to make this about personal, we're going to continue down this personal line. And I'm going to call on both of you, and I'm going to expose all the corruption, because no one is going to ever feel This one here ain't gonna feel like because he hold the office of presidency, he is protected, or the opposition is also protected. Because if we're gonna expose corruption, we're gonna expose all the corruption. Okay? We're making it personal now, because it's no longer about the Guyanese people. So, Mr. President, I am asking you today, this is a challenge I have for you today, and I'm gonna put my number on the screen. Go and check the dates. After you took office, I'm still assuming you don't know, you're the busy man. What date did I lose my license? Right? My company license. Isn't that personal now? So we're going to talk personal business. Because I've been left to suffer in this country for 6 years. And I didn't enter to politics. You see, Francis Bailey? That is one of the most vocal person. He didn't want nothing to do with me because he thought I entered politics for my own personal benefit. And I want you to check the date that the man below me got a fuel license. Y'all remember when critics think for long? I tell y'all this before. And that crane killed somebody. I want to know if that fuel license that you got, Azruddin Mohamed, if that was corruption. I want to know if that was corruption. You ain't getting no free pass here, you know. Corruption is going to always be corruption. I want Azruddin Mohamed to publish his license because I want to see the date that he received it. And I also want to see the investment in this country now. Show the Guyanese people what investment you have. Fuel, a boat, fuel tanker, because all of mine have been left to rotten. And as the opposition leader, I am asking you, Azruddin Mohamed, today, why haven't you spoken out against my corruption? Since you are, that is why I said this is a baby father and baby mother story. This ain't got nothing to do with Guyana anymore. Because this one now saying, he know the man is responsible for murder. But the average man would wonder, is who protect you? If you knew this all along, he should have been in jail. If you knew this all along, but you protect him because it was your friend. Now you ready for talk all the secret, because y'all too far out. Meanwhile, the amount of corruption that both of y'all involved in, y'all are using your office. I'm going to beat both of y'all publicly because none of y'all ain't getting no free pass with me, right? And the reason why I'm upset this morning is because the first thing I see on my phone when I open my eyes is Azruddin Mohamed, the opposition leader, asking the man when he was sprawl off in the vehicle, is this the office of the opposition leader? Is this the office of the opposition leader? We have a responsibility. The second thing I see on my phone is Terence Campbell addressing the opposition leader of saying publicly he wants to work in unity. So if you want to work in unity, why is it that every time there's a meeting with the rest of the opposition, you as a person don't show up? Y'all, it will happen. The public is going to come after me saying, y'all broken up, y'all don't want to fight together. How, y'all, when growing up, remember, you like them long, them short-tailed girl with nice picky rasta, and your mother tried to take it along here, and you know you hard she like you ain't like she, but you're being forced. So here we are, and the public is thinking, y'all can make the opposition work together. I, Darwin Best, I've went to every meeting. Tell me one time, I've sat on the table with a manza who robbed us a seat. Yes, I said it. But I realized that this is not about Darwin Best. This is about the people of Guyana. And I sat in that room with her because I wanted to check on that video if Azruddin was there. But he couldn't have been there because he was out. But as the leader of the opposition, who is saying let us work together, what is the responsible thing for you to do so we can get rid of this man that you call incorrupt? What was the responsible thing for you to do when you come off the boat? You meet with everybody else. Have you, to this day, meet with the entire opposition and say, hey, how are we going to get rid of this corrupt money? Because again, I'm going to say it, because you're a narcissist. So don't come on this app and make it seem like you want us to dislodge this man. You don't. You're hoping that you can pressure this man so he can soften on you. That's how I see it. You're hoping you can pressure him so you can relax what's going on right now, like you have done before. Because you got so much secret for him. This ain't got nothing to do with the people anymore. And it's you making me talk out today, not nobody else. I don't care who said what. You know why? I am telling you, it has been 6 years. I don't talk about my personal issue on this internet. I came here and everything you see me I like is about the people. But when y'all two gonna start making it seem like it's for you and him, y'all let me break this tie here. You, Mr. President, you. Let me see the document. Let me see the document that I think you show Freddie Kissoon. Let I verify it. I was a loan officer. I was an underwriter. Let me verify your document. Take me to your farm. Let me measure it. And you, Mr. Azruddin Mohamed, If you don't want to go to US because you're innocent, show me where you get all this gold from, where you get the 80-something thousand acres of land from, where you get a quarry license from, how you get a fuel license in 1 month after this government going to office, how you get, all you get. I tell y'all, when you see them two lions fighting, it's me and you, the small man, the grass, but behind the pressure. Now then, when them two fighting, it's me and you left home hungry. Have y'all ever stopped to wonder how people like me just survive when the day come? No. So corruption ain't gonna be corruption conveniently. Corruption is gonna be corruption, and I will expose all the corruption because it's the corruption that got me today that decided to enter into politics. Okay? Yes. And all of y'all corrupt. And this ain't got nothing to do with PPP. It has to do with all the parties. From the day this country gained independence, it has been corrupt. So this ain't no new corruption. It's a corruption at another level, but it's not new. So, and I'm not giving Ali a free pass. No, your government took my life away. And to this day, y'all can't find no corruption against me. None. Why haven't you returned it? Start with that. Start with that. I don't care who's going to say about me. No. None of y'all don't feel my pain when the day comes. And I'm standing there in the hot sun fighting for the people. Tell me one person never give me a donation. I do it out of my own pocket. I leave my kids undone and stand out there for the people. Y'all remember the shark, man? Y'all taggy right now. Ask him where he live to this day. Me ain't get no apartment buildings lined up, and I still find a home for him. I still did from my heart. So don't come on this up and pretend like y'all care about Guyana. Because you, Azruddin, you are the reason why we're in the opposition right now, because you refuse to work with us. And you're still doing it. You know why? Because you and your father keeps calling me a criminal to this day. I don't care who vex. I am going to speak my truth. This ain't no attack on nobody. This is telling the truth, because while the corruption continue, the rest of Guyana suffer.
I'm telling you, that's the leader of Vpac, Honorable Mr. Best. What y'all think about the Delta9 travelers? What do y'all think about that? Unity or else is more the same. Now, if we're to analyze what's going on right there, how would that foster the necessary for change?
Study hard, work hard, play harder. Verb, nerve, and muscle power. Keep thinking and moving at any age. Verb, nerve, and muscle power.
Sleepy is the only diaper brand in Guyana with such a wide range to choose from. We cater to all babies, from newborns all the way to stage 7. Our collection includes Sleepy New, Sleepy Sensitive, Sleepy Natural and Organic, Sleepy Night, and don't forget our fashion jeans. Most of all, they're available in both paste and pull-up styles. Sleepy, Guyana's #1 selling baby diaper, available at stores nationwide.
By Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan. The matter had been called on August 6, 2020, when Ali's lawyer, Devendra Kisoon, applied for the charges to be dropped against the backdrop of Article 182.2 of the Constitution of Guyana. The Chief Magistrate adjourned the matter to October 26, but Ali's lawyer, Kisoon, met with the counsel of the Special Organized Crime Unit, Patrice Henry, and wrote to the DPP asking again that the charges be dropped. Article 182.2 of the Constitution states that while any person holds or performs the functions of the office of the President, no criminal proceedings shall be instituted or continued against him or her in respect of anything done or omitted to be done by him or her in his or her private capacity, and no civil proceedings shall be instituted or continued in respect of which relief is claimed against him or her, or anything done or omitted to be done in his or her private capacity. Speaking with this newscast, counsel for Soku, Patrice Henry, revealed that his client, Soku, had also expressed the view that it was unwilling to pursue the matter against a sitting president.
They would have instructed me that they are no longer interested in pursuing.
Greetings, we're on to Delta9 Media Live.
What's up, Delta Media?
Grand
What's up,
Rising.
blessed
Over
Friday morning to you and all the live viewers and listeners. Big up yourself, Dion Samuel, and what the big man name again. Yeah, man. I sent a picture to you that was taken in December 2015 when Granger has won the seat in the election when he came back to America for finalize certain things with Obama. You see, I was trying to find the video, I had a video, but everybody, but this thing with the opposition, Vpac right now wake up and realize them are fighting over wealth and they all are upon his wealth. So he's hurt. You see, but it's not a good scene either. It's not a good scene because he and Mohamed is on the same side. He said the man never come to the board and invite to the board. But I thought all of them in one thing. I never hear any meeting between them and APNU and this sort of thing. I never hear that. I hear they always fight. They always say they don't want APNU, want to hear them and this and that. So I don't know what, when a man heard he's going to speak his mind and speak more off of his mind.
Yeah.
You see? But this is not the time for dog. But Mohamed's going to get big young bad now because you see the whole thing with this just so that happen and Mohamed start build up the numbers for popularity and vote. These PDP government going to do what they got to do for tarnish his character more.
Okay.
And you see, here comes Dagi selling himself now to them, saying if you was with them, you would have done your house this done. So
now what does that mean? What does that mean when you get into politics for wealth? What do I mean?
We do.
When a person gets into politics and for wealth, isn't that corruption in itself?
Yeah, it's corruption in the whole 9 years. If you get into politics, you could be a politician, you could take a little of the top. But you see, Ali and them, they are politicians, they're tricking the people every day. You see, a true politician, politics was farmed for the people. And this is where people sit down and argue politics. And they're missing the trick, like the village he comes selling to you is a trick. Everything is a trick. These guys is not politicians, they are politicians. They're tricking the people. You see, politician was put for the people.
For the service
and
to the
that's
people.
where they become leaders. A politician, a true politician, or a leader for his country. A politician is a ruler, not a leader. Because they keep tricking the people, they're lying to the people. People don't understand the difference with politics and politics. You see?
Yeah.
Guyana right now is been politics. They're running by politicians. They're tricking the people. You see? So this is where Dagi, all of them coming in. Dagi now come that they're pushing it. He should get a position in the Win Party, but Dagi are not qualified. You have a stain on you. You see, the only party you could get a position is the PDP. They don't take anything. Once you gonna stand up and bully the people for them, you're good. And again, Dagi realize though, that you watch Magnum, all them getting people. And it's such a shame that all these guys, these high positions for black people that could rally black people to stand up and fight for what they have to get, and the whole country Indians and take our Magnum girls, big Indian followers too, They're not doing nothing but for themselves. So it's a bunch of selfishly set of Guyanese in the place, bro. Look, the big man in Boxon, I ain't calling him name. He's a black man too. And he control the people. And he get them in what you call it, in a strand. Because none of them want to stand up because they frighten him. Because he got that kind of leverage of power.
Okay.
So Boxon get weak. The only strong village in Guyana right now is Linden. Them Linden people stand up. That's why they get him brutalized more. Idealist.
Big up yourself. One love. I just heard a history too. Thanks for calling in to all the frequent travelers. Big up yourself, Al. And I just heard a history that we're going to share right here on this live presentation. Coming in from Honorable Former Finance Minister Winston Jordan. Mr. Winston Jordan, right? Now, he was highlighting the fact that most of the rebellions, or most of the persons from that particular slave rebellion came out of where? Success, plantation success, and the Chatamargo area. We can get into that bit of history, you know, that a lot of we might have forgotten. And a question that I want to ask, right? If we analyze back then and now, our foreparents were able to come out of slavery and they were able to pool their resources and the money and purchase lands and develop it and create communities that they can live and thrive in. What's wrong with we now? What's going on with we now, buddy? What's wrong with us now? Why we can't do the same thing? One love, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Blessing love, my brother. Blessing love to your family. Blessing love to your argument. Lifestyle. Lifestyle. Samuel. I hear from Samuel. I'm to Samuel, man.
Samuel had called you something, but he didn't get through. I don't know if it's probably the timings or what's going on with it. But big up yourself, Samuel. Wherever you're there, one love at the time.
But not talk about that already. Big up your damn self, my youth. Oh, your mind is running Delta, your mind is running the family.
Great, bro, can't complain. Up early and on it, can't complain. Okay, now, Joe.
Yeah, man. Once you have life, you know, we have hope. And life is hope.
Mm-hmm.
But the opposition leader Delta.
Yeah.
Made mention of that. Now the government plays a big part in dialysis. They will give every dialysis person 600,000 Guyana dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the thing is, when you calculate the money, right?
Yeah.
Remember, you dialysis per year, right? This
Yeah.
600,000 per year. You dialysis, bro, it's until when you dead, you know. You can't come after them. You understand what I'm saying, Delta?
Yeah.
Once you start dialysis, bro, it's until you there, or till you get a new kidney, a new heart, a new liver, whatever you do the dialysis for, you gotta replace the part.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an old car. You understand?
Yeah.
So once you replace the part of the old car, it's terminated. It's not carrying it done. Now when you check this out, it's 600,000 a month, a year that they're done. When you do the calculation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say a person do dialysis for $12,000. It's $12,000 to a session. You understand?
Mm.
Sometimes you gotta get 3 sessions for the week. This $44,000, my brother.
Mm.
You understand? And when you calculate though, you get 576,000, bro, a month. It's not a month. 33 months.
Yeah.
You don't get no. You understand? You get 4 months to the thing. You get 180 for the thing. When you calculate double, and you get like 4 months out of them. Bro, it's just 4 months. Remember, you got to first take a little money and you spend it, and you understand? And you want to buy something. Remember this morning, but still you could buy something. And then they guys, when you don't need that, you're hungry, you're tired, you want to sleep. You understand that? So, this thing here is real, bro. You understand? Because if you're doing the, say, the 3 sessions for the 12,000, this 6,000 a month, you understand that? So you can't pay the top of 6,000. So you gotta do 4 weeks in the month, bro. It's 105, 4,000. Just check it out, bro. 105, 4,000. So you gotta do it for 4 months. It will come to 576,000. You understand me? And it's just for 4 months. So you get 4 months dances, plus you get $24,000 back from the 600,000.
Okay.
Now you know nothing yet. I remember when you do dances, most people they're so weak they can't work, bro. Well, some could work if they're doing dances depending on their strength. You understand the mobilizability. You understand that? Now everybody use that a strong family now to break you. But the thing is, starting place is $15,000, bro, a session. Here, 1 session, starting place is $15,000 session. Sometimes you got the 3 sessions.
So what about the government providing? What about the government providing that service? The government does not provide that service presently.
The only Jackson Hospital, my brother. If there's a patient in Jackson Hospital, you'll get it free. But everybody can't run a Jackson Hospital because Jackson Hospital only has got 3 machines and only 2 walk in. So if you got a load of 500 people in Jackson Hospital, everybody is dead. Because remember, you got to do 3 sessions. This thing's serious, Delta. This is not a play, bro. This thing's serious.
No, something that I keep highlighting the importance of persons in Guyana to looking more to the way that we're dieting, the way that we're treating our bodies is very important for us to look into the issues of health, That's why I was highlighting the fact that when persons are coming in and telling you about this plastic bottle, they ain't telling you the fact that you're going to get all them microplastics that's going to corrupt your system and cause all kind of illnesses. And then when people telling you all of these other things about these imported food, sending in barrel and all of them things is something that I just look down on because of the food that you're coming in is stale. And that stale food is the one of the main reasons that got the health systems in the US overwhelmed because of illnesses. You understand? We weren't a person that used to eat a lot of stale food and had a lot of fast food and them thing in the vicinity back then when I was in GT. But now it's rampant, and then they look at the illnesses coming right after it, Yeah, but it's real sad to hear that that's the situation that persons is facing, because technically you're given a choice of is either you pay it or you go home, and buying itself is rough, to find them amount of bread there.
Yeah, bro. When you check up if you got to pay like 15,000 per session, bro, and you got to do 3 sessions, it's 45,000 a week, bro.
Yeah.
And if you got, then you can't it up. If you got to do 4 weeks, bro, it's 180,000.
Telling you.
In 3 months, it's only carry to 540,000. So with the 60,000 left back, you can only get like a 1 week and another 1 session.
Definitely.
So around 600,000. You understand?
So what do you think is one of the things that could be done? Facilities that is government owned that would offer these services?
No, you see what happened there, though. Why the government, look at this there, though, and this is real. Anything that the government do for its people, its president and police, I will get a side check of it. All these guys take money in the government pay, you know? Check and see who has the machine to do these dances.
Okay.
You see, president and family and favorite.
So that might mean that they might have a vested interest in persons needing to use the machine, which is why persons you gotta watch. Yeah, you gotta watch the advent of all of these new parts that keep pointing out. You are what you eat, right? And Guyana wasn't a place that you used to get sickness, but not to this level. You understand, man? So that's one of the things that we gotta watch.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And you know, you see, the PPP always support its own. Everybody always coming out, bro, and support anybody that is in problem. Either do, just put in front, in front, so that he can get the 19 charge for the jail. And that is what Chinese people need to do for ourselves up front. And we too divided for this, why not in our
And that's why I was asking just now, love. Thanks for calling in. That's why I was asking just now. How come our four parents were able to come together and buy land, create communities that we could even see in a time like this? How come we can't do it in this time when we got access to networking internationally and all of these kind of things? We got to look into the big up to Marcia and Rubrenat and everybody else that was trying to call in. You can definitely give us a call back right now if you would like to share your views on the live presentation. I see the missed calls. Big up to all of the frequent travelers in the chat. And the poll question is up on the screen right now. The poll question is asking this. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Delta9 Media, this is Roger Nasty calling.
We're going on, Rook.
Okay, hold on 1 second there. Yeah, how everything?
Everything good, bro. Can't complain. We're going on on you side.
Yeah, I see we got the DM, man. We got the DM. You see, we gotta go back from the days of Fat Man born when he used to tell us we have to eat on the earth. You cannot eat frozen thing when you live in a country that grow your own food.
Yeah.
Now they got this fancy supermarket all over Guyana selling kind of frozen stuff. Now you can't nowadays people are cooking in their house than live like America.
And they're realizing this will destroy the Americans, right? It look easy. Yeah, we're right here.
Yeah.
We're listening.
Fat man born is in the early days. You put the food in the ground, you grow, you eat them, you live more healthier.
Yeah. That's one of the most important things that person should look into. Eating fresh, eating healthy food, because you get the opportunity to do it in Guyana. You know? Real thing.
And the next thing too, when people reach a certain age like 65, 70, they shouldn't come live in America because the whole body don't change already. They're going to eat American food and get more sick faster.
Very much so. I see it with my own eyes. I see it with my own eyes, bro.
And me don't know what go on. Me don't know what go on with Mohamed and the president. Like every day, Mohamed. Then me don't know what they not come together as a Muslim or work together.
Very good question. Could be a divide that go even beyond the faith. Could be something that is reaching into a whole different realm.
Darren Best is pretty good. He's well educated. I have a feeling he should run for president in the next election.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's what I'm paying for. It's like when you're in the studio something and I hear your ring.
That's what I'm telling you. Sometimes when you're up in this, if you notice when I'm in the black studio, sometimes I don't get all my calls like I supposed to. I got to put a different route in some one of the areas because I'm all the way on the 3rd floor.
Oh, so you live in a big house. Okay, yeah, because, yeah, man, big up to Diana and all the listeners.
Yeah, one love.
All right, brother.
Big up to everyone calling in. And anyone that I might have missed your call, don't frighten, you could always call back. And I will definitely give you the opportunity to share your views right here on Delta9 Media. Now, the poll question that we have up for the day, for this live presentation, 1 month after the MV Barima disaster, has the government done enough for the victims and salvaging the vessel? 71% is saying no, 29% is saying yes. Greetings here on to Delta9 Media Live.
Delta,
Yo.
you're saying why we can't come together like the old folks. They were the old folks that had our foreparents and them and our great-grand and them. They had to survive. They didn't have, what they didn't have. Now what they had.
No illusion to the apps. You know who the apps was.
Yeah, but here what today's society is about, because that's why the divide is come. There is a fashion society today. Everybody want to mad upon each other most of the time. Most of the people want to mad.
Yeah.
So today, you know, this one see you wearing a Prada, you get trying to forget a Prada. You get time, so we could get it. You gonna sell his soul, you gonna sell his soul.
But wait. Please take a pin right there, Al. People still left on these brand name thing after what China just revealed. Really and truly.
Hold on. When cartel comes to guys,
oh my goodness.
Look how much people try to prove to each other they could go
everything
to
is China, buddy.
How much money? It's a matter thing, bro. That's why they can't come together, because we're so busy trying to outshine each other. That's why it's so divided. But there's you see, in the days where people had the farm and plantation, all they was thinking about get out the sun. But these guys is a modern day slavery. It's not like how the slavery was. So these people have to make a choice. It's either death or alive.
Yeah.
Death or alive. You see? So they make the choice to free themselves. You see? But then the white man come and say we give you freedom. They never give them freedom. They tell the people that was freedom. They free themselves. Today, the this generation is fighting for freedom. That's what they keep saying. I want my freedom. You're dumb already. How you gonna be free? Because why? You're watching your neighbor out set the fire in it and throw in a bucket water. Until it gets on you. So it's a fashion society today, this generation. Social media, some of them, you think none of them would sit down and watch your platform. No, it's no interest. They rather go on what's the name? Dal. Yes, right? And instead of people like Dagi and them cutting up and Guyana away, them all God see how much view Dagi does them all that.
Maybe the thing is this. I can't turn off me life for persons with them. And I refuse to do it. I refuse to. No. I could play them kind of game too, you know. I could come on and start a set of straightness and TTT and them kind of thing. But you know what? You know something that strike me? I used to watch Top Cops them still do. Watch every presentation that they do. And I see Conway came out and give the last of his days to highlight certain very critical things. And even now, as Conway would have transcended, you see a lot of the same things are still going on, and persons are still not paying much attention to certain things. That in itself made me realize that, you know what? At some point, you got to hold a focus and stand for something. Because if you don't stand for nothing, you're going to fall all the time. Persons going to continue to be in the same focus, because some persons are going to get it and some persons won't realize what you're presenting. Isn't it? The message might not be for everybody. You know
they gather more when there's a show coming up. They come together more to say, yo, you're going in, by a line coming in town. CJ coming in town.
Yeah.
That's where they gather. Yo, but we got people to
Well, you understand now why I'm saying that persons should subscribe to the Delta9 Media no filter page, because remember now, I'm a media specialist, you know. I create ads, I do music videos, I cover events. You understand? That's one of the things that I specialize in, certifying. You understand? I could run a studio, I could build a studio from scratch. I could do all of them kind of things. You understand? But I don't showcase that here because it's a different type of audience. We talk about a lot of very important and serious things over here that might not connect with entertainment. But I could do the same type of presentation. But the thing is this, we as young people got to realize the importance of politics. We got to take things serious, or else we're going to be forced to deal with it in any case. Because when you get when you go to these parties and reach up with the different persons, and then the next thing you know, you got children in the equation, you got a house that you gotta manage, you got all of these bills and things that you gotta deal with, you gotta deal with diet, you gotta deal with schooling and all of these things. Then you can say, oh, this, that, and the third. But what about the preparation from before? If not, you got a bird brain. Because even a bird know they got to set up the nest before they get the egg. So why not sure that what's going on in society is safe and it's real? Because if not, it's probably...
Let me get the bird brain. You just said it. The bird get more brain than them because the bird know you need a nest before you start in.
You got to think down the road. You can't want dance up. There's what they're using against we all the time. They coming out and telling they always come and sell we a foolishness and tell we is we culture. We must party. We can talk about the most daggering. We got the biggest this. We got the tester. And then we're coming out from that. We're coming out of that. No control and oppression.
For a person who went to Guyana and got to know. So this is not a black thing, you know. Bro, when I go with some of them show and I got to them and they're among the Indian youth I see there, bro. I'm like, why the man?
Bro, all the week got descendants and connection to the mother continent, you know. Is one oppression they got for we. They only telling we divided so that we could stay divided on the ground. They look at both of we the same. They look at both of we. You're thinking, wait. People still falling for that, guys. Your family telling you we're going on in fire right now.
Alright. Once you see that man look at you, you're not for them. You're them funny style. Look how much of them now used to the underground and they saying nothing. Now look how they're running out to mommy. Because they get somebody look like them. Now they're crying. You understand? But they was indeed taking it. Who doesn't cry to them want to cry to a black guy? You see? So now they have an Indian guy they don't cry to. Plus the black don't cry to the Indian.
Stand for something or fall for anything. You're gonna fall for anything. There's one of the rising power to Mr. Khan. There's one of the points that would always highlight. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. You know?
There you go. There you go. All right. Take it.
One love.
One love.
We could play games and we could let them destroy us more, giving us a culture that keep us separated. Look at that recent headline with the guy and the young lady that he caught on the camera and them thing. Listen to there's another destruction of a black family. Yeah, because he more than likely had plans to build a family with her and this, that, and the third. So when another man see that, he said, me? Why did you feel them clung me out like sheep? No, so it create that divide. So now everything is just all about hit and run. They even get you a strong faith so that they could destroy your culture. So that you don't have the most important unit in the community, which is the family. I'm telling you this. You could look around and you could see it for yourself. If you don't have unity in the family, you got a set of individuals that can be plundered by the state. And this is what's going on with everybody. And we got to look around and call a spade and realize that one of the things that our foreparents had that we ain't got is unity. One love. You're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah, that was a good point by Albert. Good point by Albert. Yeah, next thing too. I was gonna say those are good points. The government, this government, all these governments are supposed to work together in Guyana to make Guyana better. You know, so
real thing. That's the only way it could be better. The persons in power, the persons in the leadership, gotta work in unison. Now one come in and then the other one come in and destroy what the other person is doing. All of these Guyanese at the end of the day, right? So if one
they're not working together because Azruddin Mohamed say he not work with none other party but himself because why you got money. But that now so the sense your opposition leader and you the president can get along in any other country. If you have an opposition leader, you got to communicate with your president.
You got to, it's the key. You got to put personal grievances aside and you got to do what's right for the progress of the country in a real way. Look at what Honorable Mia Motley recently did when she signed that deal with Venezuela. It's about what's best for the country. It's not about what everybody can say. It's not about this or that. It's about what's better for Barbados, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people said 2030. Well, me never hopes up to Azruddin Mohamed to change nothing in Guyana because everybody say he uneducated and all of that. But if he do good, that will surprise me because everybody say when he come president, the American embassy will go after him. So I don't know.
I'm telling you, well, there's another thing there's a hurdle that we definitely got to jump before we get there. I'm telling you.
Yeah, because then people say you're uneducated, so but me you know you can wait 2030 and see, but these people have to come into power and get
education is important, right? Education is very important, right? But let's not forget that the same people that gave we education gave we colonization as well, right? A lot of these schooling systems are St. Rose's. All of these different schools were once run by the same people that colonized us, right? So how much important is that? It's all about caring for the people. It's all about doing right by the people. You can be educated and it's important, but it's not the only element of a good leader. That's what I think.
Yeah, because Guyana can not have no kind of good to become because the right government not in, and then Tiana said Guyana nice because the people are now come out in hundreds and push this government out like they like what going on in Guyana.
Yeah,
man.
One love. Thanks for calling in. Frequent travelers giving their views and definitely highlighting some critical things as we analyze what's going on. I see a person that was linking us from the 592. My apologies, I missed that call because we were on another call. But guess what? I'm looking at the phone. I'm going to make sure that I turn up the ringer so anyone that's calling in, okay. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Hi, good morning to Delta9 and all listeners.
Greetings.
So I was trying to get calling Delta9, you gotta get minutes giving people to call because some people are long on the phone, then the show finished. Some people get to call in.
All right, so what I'm going to do from now on, I'm going to give persons at least 5 minutes to give their views. And after that, we're going to move on to another call. So announcement, 5 minutes for call, and then we're going to move on with the show.
Yeah, I call them concerning there's a scholarship for kidney biopsy. The government paid a part of that money.
Yeah.
Also for scan, because my son had to do a scan and the government paid a part of the money.
Yes.
That started with President Granger. And I think every president could be like the Uruguay president, former president that Uruguay had, right? Google it and see. The president with this small, a little house, and just a dog, no guard. He was never rich. He never take his salary. Every president could be like that. Guyana would be a good place. And I heard it saying, with money, Mohamed don't have education. Our president called some words what is not in the dictionary. And he's a big president. He's got some words we don't find in the dictionary. And he's a big president. And go up on Google. It has no meaning. And I don't know why they're just saying about Mohamed. I am not a Mohamed fan. I'm an APN. Win, lose, or draw. Right? But is Mohamed is the person who said he is not coalescing with APNU.
Yes.
When Mohamed did get sanctioned and was thinking was that he was the person who picked up for Mohamed and who pushed Mohamed into this thing for going to be presidency. Is not I see people come out bashing Dagi and saying that Dagi talk how he feels. Because if I get the man and he's doing good for me, right? And the man, sometimes the man I can talk how I feel.
Yeah.
If I do something, a man do such a good thing for me and I do him wrong, he can talk how he feels. You understand? And what Dagi said wasn't wrong now. It was a police story. Could have just called and say something. Or go with Dagi or just a Dagi, well, okay, look, this money, take a lie or whatever, I'm busy with my campaigning. You understand? But some of these people voting for Mohamed money. Putin was doing the same in Russia as what Mohamed doing in Russia. See what he do to the people in Russia. That guy needs to go up and go fighting behind people with money and see what Putin do. Putin going there with money, you know. I forget what job he used to do in Russia, you know. You see when he go in there, you see what he do. And what he's still doing.
Yeah.
And what he's going to continue to do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One love. Thanks for calling in and for helping me to set that 5 minutes precedence. You see what I tell you, the persons that call in are the persons that make the show what it is, right? Big up yourself, the persons calling all the way from 592, one of our frequent travelers right there. Marcia, thanks for tuning in and for helping me set that 5 minutes precedence as we move forward with the show right now, highlighting these very insightful headlines and updates. Paulette, thanks for being a part of the live and for being the moderator, one of the moderators in this live presentation, Paulette. PA, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. How could an uneducated person be wise enough to become a billionaire in a country like Guyana? Azruddin studied at UG. I'm telling you, sometimes persons might look, and this is something that I always shout out, Miss Guru Sami, right, which is one of the English lecturers at university. She did a lecture once in GWLT that stuck with me till a day like today when she explained the authority that persons can still use when they're speaking in Creolese versus formal English, and why some persons look at that as the authority versus looking at Creolese as the authority, and it doesn't mean any difference. It's still communication. So many points that she made, very empowering. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah, yeah, you can hear me now?
Yeah, hearing you loud and clear.
Yeah, well, I never, let me rephrase my question. I never said Azruddin Mohamed is a dunce. I just said that he has enough education for run the country. But people say he went to Queen's College and he went to this place, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you were saying something about a lecture just now, right?
Yeah, I was pointing out that the thing is now about, because watch, you see how we're speaking to you in regular Guyanese dialect, and people say it's Creolese, right? So they would say, oh, yeah, this is bric-a-brac English, it's broken English, this and that. But I had a lecturer at UG, Miss Guru Sami, right, that highlight that the only reason that we just look at formal English in authority is because those are the ones that colonized us, and a form of colonization is that you take on the language or the dialect of those that would have colonized you. You understand? So we're looking at formal English as authority only because formal English was an authority.
Yeah. Because Azruddin Mohamed have a good speak. He can detail words very well. You gotta give him that because
you gotta be smart to become a billionaire. That's what PA was highlighting right there. How did Azruddin become a billionaire? in a country like Guyana.
Well, because of the father, so the father tell him not run for president, he could get in trouble, but he have a mind of his own, so he decided to run for president.
Yeah.
All right, let me hear what Miss Simona Cruz got to say. I see you have her on the screen there.
One love. Thanks for calling in. I'm telling you, as we highlight what's taking place in our beautiful country, big up to all the persons that took some time out to call in and voice their views on this live presentation as we continue to update you with all of the headlines and everything that is going on in Guyana and throughout the diaspora. Let's hear what's going on right here. Honorable Brooms is highlighting this.
And after that, you believe you counsel this and counsel that. And you left and you jump with the PPP, and that makes you a hero, and you sit down right there on that town council, but instead you're representing APNU, for example, you're representing the PPP, but you're there under the APNU list. Boy, what a bombshell.
Another set of worthlessness we're going on is what Honorable Brooms highlighting right here. Persons no longer part of the APNU, but still holding on to the seats, and they done cross the aisle and went over to a different political collective. I'm telling you, we gotta ask yourself, how do you look at a person that does something like this? You understand?
I mean, Samson, you understand what's really going on here?
Greetings around to Delta9 Media Live.
It's not so good, and you want to be able to serve.
Yo. Yeah.
I'm gonna talk 6 years.
Me no, but to be honest with you though, let me be real with you, Dion. I don't really rate subject and them thing, you know. Me saying education is not good, you know, but I don't really look at it as the end all be all. Because one thing I always point out, I mean saying everybody that see the paper just be out. People that see them paper before the exam, I telling you what I know, mean asking you. The paper just be out. Since me time, I see it with my own eye and go in the exam and see the same paper. Mad because me had the paper longer. You understand? So I know what I'm telling you. The paper just be out.
Yes, you know what I answer, because let me tell you something, Delta. Me cousin, they are out of school since in because grade 1. You hear me, brother?
Yeah.
And this man could lose something and set it up. You hear what I tell you?
Yes.
I got to go there, yeah? Stop school at children. You can see this one of the most wealthiest uncles in his family, bro. You understand? I tell you, the man said, why waste time going to school when you could help yourself and get through life?
I'm telling you.
And look, everybody go to jail, everybody go in, everybody go jail. What do they in right now?
Listen, the things that I'm going to use, the elements that I use, I mean saying that some of the book knowledge and everything that I would have learned along the way didn't help me because it did. But the core elements that I would use as leverage for me to be able to take care of myself as a grown man, entrepreneurial skills that I learned from my mother and my father. You understand? As a youth, bro, I'm in Guyana and they're telling the US, and I learn it from since then and I apply it over here. The same basic things them. So I don't ponder, you know, because I realize that does what got me here day like today. I could there on a live doing a presentation and me God say, morning sir, sorry for being late and this, that. No, because I'm at my own leisure because of what my parents taught me, and I was humble enough to realize that there's where it is. And me old man was one of them that used to say, hey, make sure your grades right, this, that, and the third. And by right, he was right. But rising power to him, the most important thing was we was showing me discipline. Discipline and being a person that is a self-starter. Don't wait for nobody to tell you. Look out and analyze what's the need and provide for that need, and you got a business. Entrepreneurship. You understand?
I always said there, so the most man rally subject and pass in 21 subjects.
I got distinction to me name too.
It's good for him. But to him to do the practical part of it.
All right.
He's a field. You understand? And that is what I'm saying all the time. Practical all the time better than theoretical. Theoretical. You understand?
Since I was 12, I know for the market. Yeah, since I was 12, I go into the market and buying goods for come and load up me old man and me old lady them shop. Because I was that type. Remember I did Forest Band and me old man, same name, same energy, everything, same zodiac, everything. So when you got a type of closeness now with your father, everywhere you see me old man. So I learning as I go along. Some I go buy the goods, then we don't the people them by the style, them don't know me. I just go with my list. I know the prices, can't paying attention. You understand? As always a smart and obedient child. I might not always be obedient, but that was it. So since 12, I be able to go and buy the stocks, them get the pusher man. Don't know that if I catch a bus and let the bus carry me in, I can save a little money from catching a cab and the gun in my pocket. You understand, man? Yeah. Yeah. One love. So these are the things I learned from my parents. Rising power to my father, and forever will my mother be glorified for giving me these opportunities as a child to be creative, reading to me, teaching me certain things that stay with me. School is important, but I'm telling you, if you got parents around you, if you got grown-ups around you that's showing you certain things, and you're a youth, and you could hear me right now, pay attention. These is the things that's going to save you in this life. These are the things that save me. Save me in ways that I can't even explain to you. Sometimes I see people and wonder how come they don't know to do it and how come they can't. You know why? It was never instilled in them. Every single day I used to go wake up, 6 something, 7 something, clean up in front of the shop, sweep out. You got your water, you disinfect, you got throw out your water, freshen up the place. You understand? Afternoon, same thing, and discipline. Learning the price for this, respect customers, learn how to speak to adults. All of these elements that made me be able to do what I'm doing right now. You understand, man? This is leisure. Person supported it, don't, it is what it is. It doesn't stop me. That's why I could come and I could highlight from a neutral point, because me looking for nothing from nobody, because I know and it's instilled in me that you don't want nothing for free. You want to work for what you got. You understand? And me old man teach me though. One love. You're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Thank you up there, morning.
Grand rising to you.
Yeah. When we're in the world going, and the people are claiming, those people are claiming they have all these education.
Yeah.
But they didn't do the right thing. You know, having that kind of education, they do all the things that is wrong.
Yeah.
Right? So my thing is, my bottom line is, education is good. I think basic, the common sense, but rules mash up everything.
You do.
All they gotta do, you go for read and write.
All right.
Right? And you go to read and write.
And come.
And you know your little man. You understand? And you can copy and you can reason and them things. And you solid.
I'm telling you.
Especially Christian.
I'm telling you.
You understand? If you got common sense, a lot of common sense, you got clear with all of them. Once you don't read and write with all of your common sense, there's what common sense is coming from the heart. It starts with the heart.
Whatever you got to say that's good, you got to you come out with common sense.
Yes.
That's how I see it, you know.
Yes.
Because I could tell you a whole history about myself, but I ain't gonna get into it. With people, I see people who got all the qualifications and doing all the wrong. The president of Guyana say he got all the qualifications, but he's doing everything wrong. So you need better have not having the education he got for him to have. You understand? Because you don't got no heart. You know, your heartless. You know, your brain. You got the education, but you're still brainless. You know? So this whole thing with, yes, I never forced one of my kids. I see one of my daughters. Today's her birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Chelsea. Right? My
Happy
daughter born blessed.
Definitely.
Never. She went to school, graduated from my school, but she always have a talent. Many talent. My daughter run her own business. Never went to school and got a business. Solid. And I never forced her to say, hey, you gotta go to college. She finds it and she walked away up. And she's doing well.
Yeah.
You know? That's my princess. And I'm just telling you how things work. Because I see a lot of people, like our family members, that very educated and they've done nothing with their life. Nothing, absolutely nothing good. Nothing.
Yeah.
You pay that much, bro. There's a whole day check to give you, but as people go on, you could hear more and more because a lot of people got to talk and stuff like that. But
and guess what? You know, one of the most important elements? Great parenting. Persons don't realize it. As I always tell me, mother, call me father transcended. You know, at 48. And as I always tell my mother, thank you for spending some extra time with me. Thank you for spending some extra time with me and helping me to understand certain things from a parent perspective because it did so much for me as a grown person. So much. Yeah.
I can relate to what you're saying because I had the same thing. Mother in business, father in business.
Yes.
You understand? And I see it all and I gravitated all. I've been a businessman for most of my life.
Yeah. As long as you see that from your youth, you can't unsee it. Persons with all the qualifications and everything, they used to got a list. They used to come and they got a list. They can come and they can collect this, collect that, they can be on a list, and when they get paid at the end of the month, they can come and they pay me father. When I started to realize, I said, but wait, if all of these people got job and me father and they come in and pay me father at the end of the month, I mean me father got like 5 or 6 jobs, you know? Yeah, and I said, hey, this is something to learn and look into entrepreneurship.
Yep. My brother, I done listen and keep up the good work.
Thanks for calling in. Program. Yeah, man. Congratulations to you for being a great parent with your daughter, you know? Pick up yourself every time as a father. Yeah.
Thank you.
One love. Yeah, the real thing is a very, very real thing. I know, Joe, I could tell you, come to these parts of the world, and I go into do the qualification exam for going to the college. Discipline again. I love to pre-read. I love to understand before I go into the classes. So when you're telling me about qualification exam for going to university, when I go and I see the exam and I do it, I say to myself, this is what they bring in here, man. Easy, pop up, gone clear. They got other persons that go into school over here that doing remedial. I never once yet do a remedial class. Why? Discipline that I learned from my grandfather, and my father, and my mother, and them coming up. Always strive to be the best at what you're doing, or else don't participate. You're wasting your time, for life is not for that. And a day like today, me father gone in young 40s. And he always used to emphasize, don't waste time. So how a person could come and transcend in the 40s telling me don't waste time? I think I can waste time and play around? No, not at all. Not at all. I'm going to adapt everything that they would have taught me and use it to my advantage. Big up to my mom if she's listening every time. All honors to you and raising power to my dad. Good morning, Delta. I would like to know what the I'm not sure what that word is. has to say about the situation between Cain and Abel and why they are not saying nothing in this situation. Are they getting a portion of the aisle? I'm telling you, I'm reading between the lines what you're saying right there, and it's very interesting because watch, it's more than a month now, you know. It's more than a month now, and it's about time because Honorable Brooms was highlighting the fact that persons are sitting on certain councillor posts and they're not moving forward in a real way and allowing other people to take over these positions so that they can, you know, function in the way that they should. Now we're going to get into what's going on with the MV Barima 1 month later. Very important. We left in there for the push it under the rug, the trying. You could see what's going on. All right. One love.
The CIOAG is Central Islamic Organization of Guyana.
Okay.
Referring to that person.
Okay.
Yeah, big up yourself.
One love. Thanks for calling in and clarifying for me. So now we could analyze these things, you know. Now we could analyze these things in a real way and ask ourselves, an organization like that's supposed to always be to the forefront. And the thing is this, at some point, all the religious organizations, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, I know that there's a true point between all of those religions that bring them all together at the center. I can't be the only one that know it. Oh my God, stop dividing the people them now. Unify them under God. Y'all know that there's elements that unify all of these faiths. I can do it. I can show it on your screen right now. Right? It's impossible for me to know and you to not know. Y'all know what's going on. Right? We know what's going on. Y'all know what's going on. Right? There's elements that unify all three of those religions. Christianity, Hinduism, and Muslims. Let me stop making these things divide with people them now. Let me stop dividing one another with these same elements that the oppressors, the colonizers put in our midst. Don't forget what they do in India in 1945. Don't forget what they're doing in Guyana even now. We're putting up these elements, and that's why I tell persons, subscribe to Gnosis Focus so that we could get into these kind of topics, because these are the elements that unify all the religions that you find in Guyana. And there's another topic and another video, a whole nother channel, because you're getting into the esoterics right there. Right? Which means you got to move beyond the fear of investigating other religious practices so that you can understand clearly what's going on. It's a full divide and rule. You think they're divide and rule here with the religion as well? How could you be a Christian and don't understand Krishna? If you're a Christian and you don't understand Krishna, I don't know what to tell you. Because if you Google right now, similarities between Christ and Krishna, you're going to be astonished. Let's ask which one come before which. You understand me? And then you're going to get into more esoterics if you analyze a lot. Not Allah, a lot. The female consort of Allah. What about that? That's the true point. That's going to help you to unify all of these aspects. You see, we're getting into a whole different presentation. And I don't like doing that. I don't like straying and being all over the place. I like to keep things in order because confusion is not of present divinity. But let's get back to the focus right here. And if you would like for us to get into them aspects and those details, subscribe to Gnosis Focus, because we got a lot of them presentations already up on the other channel when we're talking about a lot, you know. And when I say a lot, we're not talking about plenty. We're talking about a lot, the female consort to Allah. Check it out for yourself. Check it out for yourself. And we get into the esoterics of Krishna and Christ and all of them things. The barcode is up on the screen for those who would like to be a part of those platforms as we get into some more details coming in and more trending topics right now, right here on Delta9 Media. Big up to all of those that are a part of this live presentation, all the moderators and everybody in the live, right? Youths are looking at it in this way right now as it relates to land and ownership. Why?
What I get me house lot pay so. What I never fold it up. You know how long I got it? You know how long I got it? What's your market so? You know how long I got it? Because I see people waiting 14, 15, 60 years for the house lot. I don't mean that for house lot. Like I in a house squad. House squad. When I house squad for bail me house and bail me little house and live, I will come and move me. I go come and move me. I got the land protector. I for 222 cutlass and I go broadside and chop some of y'all. And you want people live? What sense it make fool in they say? What sense it make fool in they say? But house lot. Man's got house squad. Imagine I living in Guyana and the people in Jamaica get house before me. I live in Guyana and the people in Jamaica get house before we. This being understand is a really Guyana in this place. So I want to know if Guyana get natural disaster, if Jamaica, Trinidad, Tobago, Antigua, all these places, and come and help Guyana. That's what I want to do. I'll be consuming a line. What sense is make fooling this up?
I'm telling you, people got a paperwork. I got one of them letters, you know, from since early 2000. I hope they don't put face in front, and at some point I could get my land, buddy. Oh my God, all I'm doing is highlighting the truth. I ain't trying to create no scene. I just highlighting what's going on. But there's a whole different video and a whole different presentation. But I want to say one love to all of the persons right now in the chat. These few persons are highlighting in the chat as we continue to analyze what's going on in our beautiful country. Beautiful country nonetheless, just poor leadership at this point. Greetings.
So once you get your paper and you get it so much years, you gotta go back and highlight it all the time, you know, because you gotta update it or in your own thing. And that's strange. Because every day you gotta go and updating it. I don't understand that. We're supposed to be a system. Huh? But you see, shit comes very Guyana.
From what I understand, buddy, with the people there, I go with a little 2,500, 3,000, and I can be alright. This is what I hear. Allegedly. You understand me?
This is not saying you, this is called going on. You understand me, brother?
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you get a paper showing that you got gone and upload this thing and whatever, and you do it within a couple of days or so, when you go back here, you finally get a break. Bro, they'll tell you, no, you turn down the car was. They call the car ready and put a friend you see it. But everybody now is out in all the time, bro. Me not asking nobody, the thing I experienced, bro. You understand?
You gotta pass
so
something or nothing.
That somebody tell me is what I know. I mean, you allegedly. I experienced that. Yeah, bro.
Pass it or nothing.
Exactly. And like I told somebody the other day, all these ministers in government, how much of them is actual guiding?
Hmm.
And also, you could give me an estimate?
I would say 30% out of 100.
All right, good. And all of the actual guiding ministers, who is next in line in their office? Who is the executive next in line in their office?
I'm not.
How much percent?
I ain't 100% sure on that. Would probably gotta say a higher percent. As far as the same Afro guy and he's having persons on coming up.
No.
All right. Or if there's a different
our ministers of Afro guys, but the ethnicity is different with the work of our department. And you check and see what I'm saying. is all the military them. Most of them, you check at the university. What trying to say?
Rough.
You understand what?
Yeah, we're looking at it in a real way, you know, because remember, we understand the vibe, you know, and these are the things that's going to cause problems between people. These are the things that going to cause a lot of problems.
It shows you the world that here you say black prime minister, you don't see I get prime minister, she black, you don't see I get this person, they black, but who is here next in their position? Check their ethnicity. And then, let us speak to you the other day. He come and get the outreach. Remember, he's this and he's this and that. Look and see who's his next position. He put himself, she's responsible for all these things that are going on. And he's just one. And they're going on all the time. And they're listening, my brother.
One love. I'm telling you, it's really about that time. And this is why you can't, youths who on the ground, don't let it fool you. Don't let it tell you no stupidness, but politics is not important. It's very important. Very, very important. Right? So if you have an opportunity to become a counselor, if you have an opportunity to play a part in developing your community, then step forward and do your best. Because as you can see, if we don't, it's going to be more the same. It's going to be more the same. Watch this here, so. When I see this video, I say, oh my jeez. I say, wait. Not in 2026, man. Not in 2026 in Isle Rich, Guyana. This is how the little children, them. This is the things by the words of the child. This is what going on the ground. When I see this, I say, is what going on with we? What going on with we? How you building 300 house in Jamaica? How you talking about model village and making all of these things less than 1 million people? And this is what the little kids are subjected to? Watch this, Delta9 travelers.
This little pond right here, less than 6 feet.
We use it.
Look.
How's a movie? When we hear some here around a coke up, put
I want to show the people the condition of this water that these children have to bathe in. Child have to bathe in this, man. This little pond right here, less than 6 feet.
We use it.
Look.
How's a movie? When we hear some here around a coke up, put
I want to show the people the condition of this water that these children have to bathe in.
I need something, water that right? We use it. For bathe with. Wash ways with.
Look,
so you tell how they want we
look what these children have to bathe in. This is not running water. This is not running water.
There's all the water.
Come on, man. This is not running water.
So we can't get rid of the
This is what this child has to bathe in. This little child has to bathe in this, man. This little pond right here, less than 6 feet.
We use it.
They don't make your skin grow. They don't make your skin grow as a man, knowing that don't matter how hard you try. There's the things them that you can subjugate yourself to, and you're cheering them and subjugate yourself to. And this is going to have an impact on that child. It's going to have an impact. It's called epigenetics. Check it out. Bruce Lipton, epigenetics. Check it out for yourself. It's not I saying it. Check out what Dr. Bruce Lipton is highlighting. You can't forget Lipton because you can remember it from Lipton tea, right? If you know about Lipton tea bag and them thing from Guyana, check out Dr. Bruce Lipton, epigenetics. And you're gonna understand how impactful this kind of thing is gonna be on our community as we move forward. It's a lifestyle of poverty they're normalizing in money, and we's one of the wealthiest people in the world. One of the wealthiest people in the world.
Look, where you been?
You see what I tell you who you been in?
Jeez, you me, man. Jeez, you me. I see persons calling. My apologies if I missed the call. I see Rug Renati saying that he was just calling me. Shout me back, Rug. I'm going to make sure I see you this time. Shout me back. Right?
What happens to children that get adopted into a family, let's say, where there's cancer?
Yeah.
And it turns out, well, the adopted child gets the same family cancer like any of the natural siblings. The most conclusion just from that fact, the gene itself does not cause cancer.
Yep.
And we have to understand that because, Nav, you're going to have to deal with these people on the street, and they've been programmed to believe that, oh my God, cancer genes, bad genes, cardiovascular genes, Alzheimer genes, and they keep looking for, oh my God, I'm a victim because I got these genes and they control me. And now we're talking the new science that you're working with, Nav, epigenetics, that says, no, your consciousness not just selects your genes, your consciousness can rewrite your genes. So you can, with one gene, a gene is a blueprint to make a protein, which is the building blocks of this body. With one gene blueprint, you can make over 3,000 different proteins just by the way you're experiencing life.
I'm telling you, that's just a little snippet on epigenetics. There's more to it, you know. We're going to bring it forward in another live presentation. But these are some of the situation on the ground. One of the wealthiest nations in the world. And this is why we highlight things like this. And that's why I would always ask you, support the platform so that this platform will always remain for the people, by the people. So they can't buy we out. They can't buy we out and tell we, hey, post this or post that. Not at all. We will keep highlighting things like this as long as they're recurring.
In this, man. This little pond right here, less than 6 feet.
We use it.
Look.
How's the movie? When we some here and a coke up, put
Anybody got I want to show the people the condition of this water that these children have to bathe in.
I need something, water that
right?
Use it. For bathe with. Wash ways with.
Look,
so you tell how they want
look what these children have to bathe in. This is not running water. This is not running water.
There's all the water.
Come on, man. This is not running water.
So we can't get rid of
this is what this child has to bathe in. This little child has to bathe in this, man. This little pond right here, less than 6 feet.
We use bait.
Look. Where you bathe?
You see what little child tell you we bathe in. That's where he's bathed. Because this is the only water access we got. It should show you the deepness in here. This
is the progress that we're speaking about.
You see? You see what's going on here? More you're going, it's more deep you're going. This is not your pool area. See what's going on here? And what the water condition? You can use it for bath with, wash ways with. They just put you in them and give you a black tank with no water. All the drums them empty.
Look,
you don't have a proper toilet.
Look,
for shit in. What's going on there?
Look at this. Look at this. Look at those houses. I don't know if you can zoom the camera. Look at those houses. They're no bigger than a toilet, but they have families in them.
Plus, in here, it's like the jungle.
Look at how these people are living,
like
people.
Jungle.
This is. You can climb up here so you can get a better view.
We got a chase.
This little child.
You mean to tell me we can't put social services in place? You mean to tell me with all the wealth that we got and all the new wealth coming in because of the fact that Exxon would have regained their investment because of the windfall that came in from the war and all of that, we can't do things different, man? Eh? It's cruel. Some people just cruel, bro. Cruel. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Line.
Doctor, when the government speaks about all the support, the harsh initiative and these things support, these people that are behind us, yeah, and supporting you, bro. This thing is not fake or plastic with you, know, bro. It's just like the COVID-19, bro. It's just like the COVID. They are behind us, yeah. and get thousands of money and telling you, how you feeling? You eat it, you have a fear, your belly running, what is wrong with you? You're trembling, you're cold, and here's what they're doing with these Barima survivors, bro.
Yeah.
And they Barima family.
Yeah.
And if you go where you ask any family, they can tell you, did you see her? See who? Who names her? This is your family and phone up there, how you feel, you eat, you see, you get money, you wake up, and that's the society, our government like this mediocrity thing. They have this camera face up so they have to see what the government doing like.
Dread.
I told you, September, the last day from in September, is when the people start separation from the Salvage investor, bro. The hearing was asked to him, the question asked to him, when is CI will start? Why you implement the CI already and it starts in September? Now again, the job is what? Taxpayer money funding all these things.
Yeah.
Because the minute you identify these people, you got to pay them to the swear them in. From the time they swear them in, to the conclusion of the CI, that is when you start paying them. So these people just living happy, and the man from far is coming. Huh? They have to stick it in their all these things. It's taxpayer money suffering. And the thing is, bro, and this is always hot Guyana. We need to get a proper house. We need to get no way for bills. We need to get no way for do our stuff. You know, in back days, find a plastic and do what, Delta?
Yeah. You gotta post a mail. I tell you.
Exactly. And then the government, they plastic camera thing and face value and that thing, bro. That's the thing all the government right, bro. And that these people suffering every day. And then Delta, I said again, if 300 or 400 people don't come on the street, be on a nice bar, bro. We shouldn't like these things no more. We shouldn't discuss these things no more. We shouldn't talk about Guyana no more. Because you know why? The people enjoying it. We just make you feel bad because why you are liking it and we will get it shop and we love it. All the Chinese them running out like me. You know, they used to go in a small man shop from the kind of and buy a pencil, buy a bit of dog. No, you got the person can't understand what you're saying to them. Because they're not Spanish, it's Chinese. They don't know black brother or Indian brother no more holding these kind of shop no more, bro.
They telling
and
you.
all the places you go is Chinese supermarket, 3 and 4. Just no bounty and all them Marseille and all them supermarkets. Just so they can run, bro. They can run bankrupt. Because the Chinese are take over there now.
Well, I tell you
And
something.
Chinese are pretty serious, bro.
That's gonna be a complete chaos if persons allow an outside nation to take over the food basket of the Caribbean.
It's happening on the street. 95% of business is Chinese over the region, my brother. You know, after you, I'm telling you.
Dread, bro.
This is what we got to say. In Jamaica, there's the last city named Chinatown. In Guyana, we got China country. We get town, we got China country.
Wow.
Why think the US coming out to our Guyana government? The Chinese going to build, the Chinese going to work, Chinese going to this, the Chinese going to do. Chinese doing everything because of cheap labor. Why think the Chinese man will tell you, man? He can't read, he can't speak English. But the guy like said, he driving, he can't read the youth, man. And how much of them driving big truck and they have a life, he don't even know English. But it's driving.
Don't got no registration, don't got
I went to call the police, but I know the police can't stop them because they don't understand the police say to them. When they come down off the truck, they just hand the police the phone and say, yo, talk to this man. Who are you talking to? There's someone big in the office.
Wow.
Yo, this is this company. They're my trouble. There's no going on in the house. The company taking over. I went to a concert with the talent show, junior talent show. And this girl will win the talent show, sing about Chinese taking over, and she was packed on. She was concert Chinese. Yeah, I said, this is going on with the Chinese country. Guyana is China, Guyana. You see the playground right there. They open the river. Yeah?
Yeah.
Next to the bridge there. Yeah, you see it there? China, Guyana. I've been listening, bro.
One love. I'm telling you. It's good to see persons prosper, you know. But at what cost? What's the opportunity cost? What's the opportunity cost? We're going to hear right now about the benefits that should be coming, according to government, for persons affected by the MV Barima. More than a month after, up to now, the vessel still has not been salvaged. They got 3 persons facing 72 counts each, plus any other counts that should come, allegedly, in accordance with what we heard from the defense team. Right? Honorable Mr. Todd say never heard a charge like that ever in all the years of his practice. But these are the most recent developments, and we got to bring it as it is. And let's analyze it right now.
Support for survivors and the affected families continues, with psychosocial and other forms of assistance being provided. Joining us to discuss the ongoing work is Minister of Human Services and Social Security, the Honorable Dr. Vindhya Prasad. Minister, welcome to Starting Point, and thanks for taking the time to be here today.
Thank you as always for having me on your program, Kiana.
Minister, I want to jump straight into our discussion. As I noted, search and recovery operations, those efforts have officially concluded, but for many of the families, the emotional hurt and the trauma is still there. How extensive is the psychosocial support that's being provided by your ministry? And have you been able to touch every affected family?
Kiana, it has been a devastating tragedy for those who were directly impacted, and by extension, our entire country. And the psychosocial support was required immediately, because with a tragedy of this magnitude, the emotions are very, very difficult and challenging for any one person, much less families who have lost loved ones and those who are still awaiting word of persons who are not accounted for. And immediately, I remember immediately on that Sunday morning, we galvanized teams from the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security and the Ministry of Health. And those teams have been deployed and still are on the ground in many regions. Notably, Region 1 would have had that combination of Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, and yes, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security. So across the country, on the ground, in the affected regions, we have 75 officers, social workers, counselors, and psychologists. And the psychologists are primarily from the Ministry of Health, Mental Health Unit, and a few from the Ministry of Human Services. And you will appreciate that with this level of tragedy and with the multitude of emotions that everyone is dealing with, you know, the stages of grief are quite a lot. And it ranges from anger to sadness. And, you know, it requires the consistency that is needed. So even though we have people on the ground and they've been reaching out to every family, including survivors, children, and the persons who are beyond the direct family impacted, we have managed to touch everyone. Now, it was quite challenging because when we looked at the family construct, there were people who had families scattered. There were people who had a number of different extensions to their family. So while it might be a partner and the child affected directly because they were living with someone who lost their life, you also have to make sure that you're checking in on the siblings, the parents, the grandparents, the wider family. And sometimes a family may have a person who's living with one partner, but they have children with someone else. So it took us some time to get to everyone. And because many people were from the hinterland and they were moving, we had to make sure that we captured those persons who were distant or moving around. And it did take some time to get everyone. But what we made sure is that we were continuously updating our database, checking in with the regions, speaking to families directly, because in addition to our therapists on the ground, there were a number of us from cabinet who directly contacted family members and continue to do that. And, you know, this effort was led by His Excellency, the President. I sat with him and I remember just in 2 days, we touched over 109 families, directly speaking with them. And then there was the realization that people, very early too, people will need support even beyond the in-person sessions, because when officers were on the ground, they were moving from one location to another. So sometimes it would take them from morning until late hours in the evening, going from place to place because of the distance. So we set up very, very early 2 hotlines. And these hotlines are still in operation. They're toll-free and they're provided through One Communication and ENET. And so these hotlines can be accessed even beyond the families affected. And as soon as they were set up, people started to call in. And the numbers are 713 3100 and 4100. And I want to encourage anyone who is affected or who is impacted, whether directly or indirectly, to use the hotlines. In addition to that, we ensured that hubs started to be set up. We have the command centers as the immediate central points where counseling and engagement would have happened in regions 1, 2, and 4 in particular. And I remember speaking with family members when they came to the Humaniana, where that was set up from the very Sunday morning. And right there, we had our counselors, therapists on the ground, social workers on the ground, speaking with families. And when they went to get the flights, when they were on the ground, our social workers.
Let us not forget the Madhya Dorm fire and the 20 lives lost. Corruption is one of the main reasons Amerindian communities continue to be left behind. The government repeatedly comes to Parliament asking for more money in the name of Amerindian development. Then the Amerindians receive the bare minimum. I have exposed the enormous wealth accumulated by several ministers and His Excellency, the President, and his $5 billion worth 150-acre mega farm. I spoke about Minister Edgell and his children's sudden wealth, their many homes and fancy apartments. Additionally, Edgell's arrogance during this tragedy, the blatant disregard, and the way he's talking to people must not go unnoticed. He must resign and be held accountable, even if that means imprisonment. I also spoke about the Minister of Amerindian Affairs, who was earning no more than $320,000 a few years ago, but now has several properties worth hundreds of millions. While those in power continue to enrich themselves, many Amerindian communities are still struggling. This is not the time for flowery speeches. Don't let the PPP use you for photo ops while they play in your faces. They are trying to pacify the tragedy with playgrounds and a few homes. But you must speak up. Speak honestly about the hardships your communities face. Talk about the high cost of living in the hinterland, where basic goods cost far more than they do on the coast. even double the prices. Speak about the high airfares that many families cannot afford, so they are forced to travel by ferry. Speak about the poor state of healthcare, so much so that patients leave their homes and travel to Georgetown for treatment. One woman who traveled to Georgetown frequently for medical checkups boarded the MV Barima to return home and never made it back to her family. Your people are looking for you to stand up for them. Don't collect your personal handouts and not demand better. The PPP government must assure the Amerindian people that there will be an independent, impartial, and transparent investigation in
One month later, the very person on the screen offered to salvage the vessel at his expense. Vessel is still submerged in only 50 feet of water. Right? Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Let's start with
Yeah.
She said they were on the ground and they did the post and he's all individuals.
Mm-hmm.
How come there is showing this meeting? How come there's no video showing these meetings where she's speaking about? Did you see any, Delta?
I would hope that they would have had it, but I ain't noticed much of it, if any, to be real with you.
And the other thing, we're talking about psychosocial and emotional distress and all these things these people facing. Who in jail now with them?
Victims. Persons who survived as well. Survivors, persons who are victims of the poor equipment that they were left off with.
So this government showing you the blatant lie because some men in jail don't need to go in and they never say anything about psychosocial, but some men in prison right now. And they are the worst tragedy because they know it. You know where it's for remembering all this stuff with husbands and all that. No, you know one word, what is always like what they always say is that the government, the cabinet, everybody is being united with the family. They're not saying that, and that's what I show you there, so that they always support each other, no matter what. And you don't need to talk about opposition, them supporting them family, so if you so care about these families, they always speak about themselves. And this is what I need people listening to.
Divided even in that, because if you have a unified front looking out for this situation, it's much better than just government and then opposition on this side and this side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, when the opposition goes to the humanity to get support, that's throwing them away.
Yeah.
And this is national tragedy. You imagine them, and they're talking about they have a heart to die.
And one of the most important things with persons, social cycle. What was the word that she was using?
Yeah, man, it's a big word that I use, man.
You understand me? She was using a word that I don't really remember. Let me say I'm paraphrasing with what she was saying, right?
Yeah.
But if you think about it, what's the most important thing when it comes down to losing a loved one? Closure. You want to understand you want to get your family remains. You want to finalize a resting place for them. You want to have some type of closure to what's going on. Up to now,
Delta, they still believe that the family missing, you know. They don't presume them saying yes. They presume them missing. Because you can't find a body, you can't find bones, you can't find nothing to match to see if there's any family. So how could I say that they die? They're still missing. And the social part of what that lady is saying, she needs some help. Because you ask her if she could identify 4 families where they're living and the condition they're living under, well then she a minister. Let me prove to the nation that she went and look at 5 families in the place and speak to them and bring back a report of the condition they're living under.
I'm telling you, dread.
That is what we need to fix. Because some of them, they don't need to have a toilet. They don't need to have a proper shelter. And she talking about the social cycle and all them stuff. That's how they listen, bro.
One love. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, as we analyze these very important things, very, very important. More than a month after the biggest tragedy in our country's history, has the government done enough for the victims and salvaging of the vessel? 78% is saying no, the government is dragging its feet. 22% is saying yes, the government has done enough. What are your views, Delta9 travelers? Did the government do enough? Is the government dragging its feet on the salvaging of this vessel and making sure that the victims are compensated in a real way? Up to now, we hear nothing about no formal compensation for persons. Up to now, we hear nothing formally about the day and time that this vessel will be salvaged. More than a month after, 50 feet of water, all of the cargo and everything there connected, investigation going on, and all of these things. Greetings, we're on to Delta9 Media Line.
The 21 person that say yes, they ain't got no family that was on that vessel.
This is what I want
to
know.
That means no loved one. There were 21%, which is not 21%, it's 21%. That means the amount that make the percentage, they ain't got nobody. Because, first of all, these people don't have no proper facility to go for their counseling. That's one. The family, the ones, especially the ones them that survive. Not the family, them, yes. But the ones that survive, they have nowhere to go on their counseling. That's the major thing. They ain't got no reimbursement for the losses on the boat. So you see, they ain't got no financial assessment to them. Nothing. So when you are saying yes, the government done enough. What enough? First of all, the vessel ain't come up. They turn around and throw people family, although people want their family to bury, they still take the people family and throw them in shallow grave and cover them. You see, this is what I keep telling you. When it's not at your doorstep, it's easy for you to say yes.
And then if you spoke with these persons, as you mentioned, how come you still coming publicly to ask them the same question about if they want the vessel salvage or if they want memorial site? You understand? And the people them is want the vessel salvage and they had to go to other platforms to make that known publicly, and then now you come back, oh, we can salvage the vessel.
When? They said September. September is right.
Yeah.
Does they put anything in place or start putting things in place to get the vessel up? No. We know that. Because they busy running around trying to trick the people, them call them is politicians, they are magicians.
I'm telling you.
And they feel them that paying attention to them, not paying attention to the trick, they always get it. You see? I don't have this politics, you know, because politics is a different level. Because politician was created for helping the people.
Yeah.
You see? That's why they create the word politics. When you become a politician, it's about the people. But now for these guys, when they become politicians, they become magicians. And they start tricking the people by telling the people a bunch of lies and pulling their pocket and getting them rich. This not just in Guyana, it's happening in Nigeria and all these countries. Like this Isle thing is like a zombie, boy. It's like a real zombie. You see? It's like, I can't even say the devil, because the devil was there in town and people are just going to call you, follow that one, do what could they today? People just get, what you call it, what the word, possessed by the idol. That is what going on in Guyana. So when these people say, yes, the government done enough, bring your factual on a piece of paper, state everything that
they would have done
and cross it out and
Yeah.
see if they do the other one.
Yeah.
I get it.
One love. Bantu King, what's going on? Hopefully the survivors who have video will hold on to it for the COI. In the meantime, remain silent. I'm telling you, that's the situation, because it seems like if you come forward and you say much, you're going to get victimized, buddy. Patrick, what's going on? Thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Greetings.
Albert, that 21% is the PPP trolls, bro. You understand?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's the PPP trolls.
So we're 21%.
Then the people run. Yeah, it's the PPP trolls. Because then the people run. There's always come mistake, this and mistake, that.
Yeah.
So start nice about the government. You check the background when you're supporting any program. The newly formed, they formed yesterday, they formed today, they may have proper name, nothing. Some trolls, bro, are they listening?
Well, I telling you, so many of them around, hanging around, I wonder why. All I do is highlighting the real. All I do is highlighting the real. I am not a part of no political party. Unfortunately so. Might I eventually become a part of one of these political parties? You never know what the future might hold. But as of right now, I am not. Me, for one, I wouldn't feel safe in Guyana, given the way that it is run presently. And the fact that the minute you get something to say that is not going along with the get along, with the foolishness that's taking place on the ground, you, your family, your business, and your life is at risk. You understand? That's the situation. 1 month after the MV Barima disaster, has the government done enough for the victims and salvaging of the vessel? 80% persons are saying the government is the government is dragging its feet. 20% is saying yes, the government has done enough. 22% is saying, stand corrected, 22% is saying that the government has done enough. Now, I show it as it is. It's a clear question, and you can clearly see persons got the free opportunity to participate in the poll question. I can't fix it. I live here with you. It's the viewers, persons that are a part of the live right now, persons from all over the world and in Guyana that are participating in the question that you see on the screen. The poll question for the day. Now, as we make sure that we don't forget something else that is very significant, so that our ancestors will forever be remembered for their journey and their contribution in Guyana. Let's hear from Honorable Mr. Jordan as he refreshes our memory about a very significant piece of history. Let's hear right now.
Which is opposite the Promenade Gardens in Mill. The Demerara Slave Rebellion occurred on the 18th of August, 1823, for which a monument is cited by the seawall, incorrectly cited by the seawall, because it should have been cited on what we call Parade Ground, which is opposite the Promenade Gardens in Middle Street, right? I know our folks, many African groups fought for that monument to be cited on Parade Ground, but they were fighting a government that seems to think that that part of our history don't exist in this country. It was easy to put a statue in the Promenade Gardens of Mahatma Gandhi, who has virtually nothing to do with Guyana. But it was a great fight, a losing battle, to put a monument to the uprising.
Elder, in accordance with what we understand, Mahatma had a lot to do with Guyana. Remember the piece of history that we shared when they were supposed to make Guyana a colony to India? And Mahatma said, nah, we want to go down that road in making Guyana a colony to India. So he had a little bit to do with what's going on in Guyana. But let me continue.
Rising of 1823, on the very spot where people were hanged and their heads stuck on staves and left there for days to rot. But also as a reminder to the enslaved people of what can happen to you if you rebel. It is then cited a place of virtually no significance near to the seawall there, 1823 monument. Yes, so it was a rebellion that was undertaken by anywhere between 9,000 to 12,000 enslaved people in the British colony of Essequibo Demerara. And as I said, it lasted 2 days. The rebellion was led by Jack Gladstone, who was a cooper on plantation Success, and his father, Kwamino, who was a senior church deacon at the time. Plantation Success on the east coast of Demerara was owned by John Gladstone, who was the father of the future British Prime Minister, William Gladstone. And drawing inspiration from the belief that freedom had been granted by the British Parliament, but that it was being withheld, right, by the local plantation owners, the slaves rose up and demanded their freedom. So that on that fateful day of 18th August 1823, Jack Gladstone rang the plantation bell to start signaling the start of the uprising.
Okay.
Eventually, though, the rebels, after 2 days, the rebels were captured and locked up by the estate managers and the overseers. I'm sorry, it's the other way around. I'm reading that the other way around. The rebels captured the overseers and the plantation managers and locked them up in the barns and so on that they had on the estates, rather than killing them.
Serious
the intent
time.
was not to kill them. It was to extract from them their freedom.
All right.
Unlike other rebellions where plantation owners and so on were actually killed in an act of revenge for what the slaves would have gone through, in the Demerara uprising, the slaves didn't kill the estate managers and the plantation owners. They actually locked them up in the barns and so on the plantation. But of course, this would not have lasted for long because the British colonial military then got into the act. They retaliated with what we call brute force and ignorance. At Bachelor's Adventure, same Bachelor's Adventure that we know about today, about 2,000 armed enslaved people confronted the troops. And of course, machetes and sticks are no match for guns and bullets and pellets, as Mr. Bond can testify. And as a result, 200 of the slaves were killed at that particular junction at Bachelor's Adventure. In the aftermath of the
So they mean that right around this time, all them years ago, our foreparents literally died and bled for freedom, buddy, from the oppression. They showed mercy, but was given no mercy when persons came for them. I'm just going to give a moment of silence for those that fought and lost their lives. May their memory forever be blessed.
Aid Butterfly Black Seed, loaded with antioxidants and essential nutrients for your body's needs. Breathe better, feel better, live healthier. All the benefits of black seed oil without the taste. Aid Butterfly Black Seed Capsule.
Ancestors who pay the ultimate price. Pay the ultimate price. They come forward and they throw the belly. They say, hey, them man coming in and they're coming in with artillery. But at least we got to put up a fight. More than 2,000 persons come out. 10% gone, 200. And listen to how they're going to treat them. Right from parade ground right there. Across from by the small gardens, right? Now I heard about it as a child, you know. But it's good to continue to be refreshed with this information, because if you forget the past, you'll be forced to repeat it.
Rebellion, the colonial authorities hunted down hundreds of the rebels, decapitating many and displaying their heads on poles as a warning, as I indicated earlier. Commoner himself was tracked down in September of 1823 and killed by the British military forces. His body was hung in chains and left there to rot. As Nigel Westmus observed in Sabbath News.
But for what? For what though? Because you refuse to work for free. Because you refuse to continue to watch persons plunder you, plunder your mother, plunder your daughter, plunder everything around you, and oppress you to a level that is beyond human existence, the way they call it chattel slavery at them times there, right? That's the history of our country that we can't forget, or else we will be forced to repeat it. Right? That's the history that we cannot forget. So because you lead the rebellion, or you're the one who brave enough to come forward and say something and play like if you want to do something about being oppressed, or you're a bad boy, alright, we can deal with you worse. And we can left you out as an exhibit. But they look upon you and be afraid to even come forward and say anything anymore. Those who forget the past and the history of a place may be forced to repeat it.
Of May the 7th, 2023, on the occasion of the 200th anniversary of the uprising, he said, quote, "It is impossible to overstate the significance of the massive revolt in Guyana, sandwiched as it was between two other momentous CARICOM slave rebellions. The one in Barbados, Busa, in 1816, and the Jamaican insurrection in 1831. Together, all three revolts helped to undermine the political, economic, and moral foundations of the British imperial plantation system, and consequently, the existence of the worldwide chattel slavery. Because indeed, everywhere that chattel slavery existed, it was characterized by the immense disruption of Black lives. The daily violence, the whippings, the branding, the family separations, the rapes, the individual and collective brutality, the denial of cultural and human rights, and the general dehumanization.
Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media.
And as Mugo,
remember that name on the post with a big pipe on this very kind of school, chimney or something.
Margot chimney.
Margot? Yes. So this just to show you those are plantation heritage, bro. You understand?
Yeah.
And then he mentioned about three more American. Yeah. Jamaican, Barbados.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And these are the things you have to teach your kids, you know? Yeah. Because people see about them, you know, them try. They got those probably past today and them know ways up, bro.
Past parade,
bro. This is the whole time thing, man. This is the whole time thing.
Whole time thing.
Yeah. I'm there listening.
One love. Members from the village of Success. This is some of your history right there. You know, Success used to give it up like that. Big up to everybody from Success, everybody from Guyana. I'm telling you, I know Success was giving it up like that back in the days.
Mugawan, eminent Professor Mugawan, who taught many years at University of Guyana, noted in Communist capture on September 1823, he noted that this capture was done, quote, by an Amerindian in an expedition of militiamen and Amerindians sent by the government and planters to capture fugitives, end of quote. And I will come back to this business about the Amerindians shortly. In all, 72 slaves were tried, right? This is in addition to this is not counting the 200 that were actually killed at Bachelor's Adventure. These were among the captured. 72 were captured and tried. 51 were condemned to death, and 33 were executed. Jack Blackstone and his wife were also captured at Chateau Margaux. They too were tried and then escaped the ultimate punishment, but were banished to St. Lucia. You know,
persons were banished and all kind of thing. Rugunat, welcome into the life.
Yeah, we're going on. Yeah, about know the internet messed up a little bit. Yeah, I see the kid where the kid was. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, that's right here.
All right, well,
we hearing you.
Yeah. See where the kid was bathing in the pond just now. That's what I'm trying to comment. So when the minister there, Vinja Passad, she did not see all this.
With the Heart Project and the Model Village and the persons, the men on a mission and all of them movements there. What's going on with you, man? That's why I want to know.
That kid too young for bathing in a dirty water. That kid will get that kind of TV on his skin.
There's not even fear to him. There's not even right.
Yeah, and this middle village, they're not help the people them, but when the election come, they want the people them vote. And then they go do again, they go trick the people them.
I tell you.
Okay.
One love. Big up to all of the persons calling in. I see Uncle Eiffel, my apologies, I missed the call from you. Marcia, I see that you were just trying to call us back. I missed the call from you. I don't know what's going on with the WhatsApp of itself. For some reason, when the calls come through on the WhatsApp and in certain cases, it doesn't ring. So I would literally have to be looking at the phone to notice if a call is coming in from WhatsApp sometimes. But on the other phone and stuff like that, it is ringing. I don't know what's going on. Probably I got to restart the phone or whatever the case might be. But nonetheless, big up to all of the travelers and everybody right now that take time out to call in and persons that definitely dropping insightful commentary in the comment section. I see we got a number of frequent travelers with us. Again, I want to say apologies to Uncle Eiffel. I see a missed call from you and I see a missed call coming in from Marcia. My apologies. I didn't get a chance to answer because I know you guys usually have insightful points that you usually want to share with our listening audience. All of the frequent travelers are looking at the phone in case you are calling back. I'm going to be able to see it if I notice it at a glance while I'm presenting. I'm definitely going to answer. One love to all of the travelers and every single person in the live. Y'all here with the former finance minister, Honorable Mr. Jordan. I want to say big up yourself wherever you're there for everything that you don't do and everything you continue to do right now for your country, highlighting these very important pieces of our history that we can't lose, because if you lose it and you forget it, you may be forced to repeat.
When you read Black history and you read it and feel it and understand it, and the horrors that our foreparents went through and their resilience to rise above it, to move on with their lives in their villages and so on. You ask yourself how any descendant of African slaves in this country can allow themselves to be re-enslaved.
I tell you about it.
Mentally, some of them physically, many of them economically. How, in the context of our history, that we can allow ourselves to be today at the bottom of the ladder. And I am saying that. Cherry said it a couple of years ago. He claimed he was misquoted or misunderstood. The reality is still the same.
Tell you, a real rough reality as we analyze it. And persons went out and poured libation for our forefathers, for those that bled and transcended because they say enough is enough, buddy. I can't live with this no more. I got to do something. I got to say something about this. This ain't making sense. Make my skin like literally goosebumps as I'm talking about it, you know what I mean? Because as a youth I would have passed parade ground, run pump parade ground, play basketball out by Burnham Court, right? And to know that at a particular point in our history, that's where they had persons on exhibit, right? Because you choose to want to have some kind of human existence and not to be viewed as and treated as chattel. Crazy, crazy, crazy reality. Let's analyze some of what was done on the ground. Big up to Honorable Nina Flew Best.
The 1823 Revolt, Temporary Revolt Memorial, and we're here this afternoon to pour libation. We have our elders here to pour libation. Over to you, Dr.
Welcome to everyone. This is a special libation. It's a short libation, and the purpose is to kick off a protracted struggle to make this parade ground. The memorial is really a memorial to our ancestors. To make this parade ground represent what it's supposed to be.
Hello?
Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
18th.
Yeah, Delta9. The dimension Bornham and Cherry. Bornham and Cherry do so much for the country that they even got on statue for the man them.
Are you telling you, man? I think
Bornham build the harbor, the bridge, the take on the man bridge, they build on overhead thing every 2 man in that like a biscuit you break down steady.
Things that we should definitely consider, because I think we should celebrate those that came before and did a lot for the nation, and a lot of service comes from those two leaders right there. This is the foundation, right? Respectfully so.
Yeah, Bornham invest pretty big in high school. Them take real man, them take real upon the man, you know. Then I even do the honor roll class and so maybe believe no more. School and so again, it's not like before and stuff.
That's sad.
Yeah, Guyana laugh is way as culture. Then I got kids playing on the street, the ball field them, where the kids they used to play when in my time. They make grass and stuff grow for the place. Guyana now do good as a country. I mean, when you watch Guyana for YouTube, half of the country they're like a third world. Our next half they're like America.
Big divide. A big divide. And persons can see it and calling it out. People seeing it and calling it out, I'm telling you. Let's get back into some of the libation that was done for those that were a part of this rebellion.
And we're here this afternoon to pour libation. We have our elders here to pour libation. Over to you, Dr.
Welcome to everyone. This is a special libation. It's a short libation, and the purpose is to kick off a protracted struggle to make this parade ground. The memorial is really a memorial to our ancestors. To make this parade ground represent what it's supposed to be. So from this day, from the 18th of August 2026, our struggle started to make sure that all impediments placed in the path of making this place representing or representative of our foreparents representable. So pour libation, one. We don't pour libation to the foreparents. We don't pour libation to ancestors for this particular libation. What we pour libations to us. We have forgotten our foreparents. We have deserted our foreparents. And what we're doing is pour libation, one, to wake us up.
cause water to wake you up. We pour libation to refresh ourselves. Okay? And we make pour libation to remove all thirst we have so we can have the energy to do what we have to do. So this libation is sticking to you, to me, to all of us. We know what our ancestors have did, what they have done. We know what our foreparents did. And believe it or not, our foreparents continue to do, they continue to push us. Don't take that push. As Sister Tiffany will tell you when she explained that we, to this neighbor spot here, we are our foreparents. But we are declining, we denying what we're supposed to do. I pour libation, please wake up. Wake up. What we supposed to do? We're saying that for this space that we have here, that is left to us, for this space to represent what is supposed to be, so that the energies of our foreparents, so that the lives of our foreparents, so the memories of our foreparents, we never fail. We start here every living day from this day onward. Put into the face, first in our own faces. Because if you don't remember, no one else there. So we'll be the face of every one of us, starting with ourselves. Then we'll be in the face of all those who presumptuous behavior, those who, whether you believe it or not, declaring war on us. We know that when they came to Africa and they abducted our foreparents, war was not created. It was declared. It is on declared. Right now, we know that it is a war has been declared. People are showing that they can do whatever they want, in spite of what we want, and we're showing now. We are going to do what we should be doing, and I leave with this. First of all, the people, the humbugs, right now, we should have nothing to do with the humbugs. We came here in 1625. When we came here in 1625, there was not an Indian in this country. There was not a Chinese in this country. There were not a Portuguese in this country. The only people who were doing anything in this country. Then in 1763 revolution, there was not an Indian in this country. There was not a Portuguese in this country. There were not Chinese in this country. Not even the Amerindians, who are supposed to be the first people in this country. They were not taking part in any liberation struggle in this country. We fought to liberate Berbice. I pour libation to those particular actions. Then, 1823, the nucleus of our struggle, 1823, not an Indian was in this country, not a Portuguese in this country, not a Chinese in this country. But what we did, we fought to liberate Demerara, just as how we fought to liberate Essequibo. But people, Berbice, people don't know, because it's not for the world to know what the Africans have done. 1763, we caused the British, to get Berbice. Berbice was owned, as everything else was owned by the Dutch. And because of 1763, the contradiction.
wasn't too sure no about they get when the child start bleed through the mouth, it means that the brain damage, the heart damage, everything damage, and it will be an ongoing service, which means it will be dead. What then the start doing about this war? Which I just attack and this and that and that with the president. I tell the president about that.
Yeah. The thing that is blatantly in the
social worker.
Less than 1 million people.
You see these people, look what they're doing. They're taking people from their media to call and ask them questions. Just so, yeah, that is good. He crying for the phone, just I'm like, yeah, I'm there tonight. Sorry, there. It's my grandbaby. You know that don't make joke with phone and the mother call the phone, she cries. Yeah. So I just did my 2 cents that I want to put in. Sometimes you just miss you and forget what you're going to tell you.
Yeah.
You know? And I like to think this time I'm going to after the show I'm going to send it down to your phone to see what they send. How could you give your supporters thanks when everybody might have to buy what in this right widow? People need thanks too. And they everybody put on their name and margin. So the ABC country said 5,000 people put on their name for thanks and only 30% have the thanks.
Wow.
So all of the money, no, with the buying thanks, not thief, not thieving money, not taking the money for themselves.
I'm telling you, corruption.
They come in Maja and give drudges, Chinese Angel. You know who they give it to? Only Campbelltown.
Wow.
Because if you vote for winning Campbelltown and Princeville, this Armenian village I'm speaking about, so they just give them that they could give a work goal and they're going to end up getting back the votes from these people.
Yeah.
All of these wicked things PPP doing, you know. But you see, people striking for tax, but Delta may strike for tax. I one match a woman can tax everything what they do, everything what they're doing. The RHO taking contract with yourself. These are the absolute and get rid of all PNC workers by Jadio. Give an Indian man contract to take on workers to work with the government. Mind you, and only Spanish is taking because one, they're not paying tax for Spanish.
Oh.
They could pay the Spanish.
Yeah.
And they get rid of all black workers and taking on the Spanish. And then they're coming on the news saying Guyanese people lazy and black people lazy. What happened to the black maid was working before? All these people got and Spanish.
What happened to the fact
what the Spanish wiping? They're wetting the map and wipe the whole big square. Spanish doing poor to work fetching the dead. Spanish doing poor to work for fetch patients. Now we could go as migrants in a country and get to work with the government. Which country ever see this happen? Unless it be citizen or resident. I talking because I do me that guy was a work and I had to leave the job.
It's your right to speak out and talk about what you know about. You can't wrong you for that. Yeah.
I applied for a land since 1994 to now how much years?
Jeez, 90s.
Yes.
It's more than 20 years.
From Barack another Vikram calling for because of election. The year 2025. I stood up in the meeting. I said, if this land is not for black people, put up a notice, black people don't apply for land and we won't go to apply for land. They call me 2 weeks after or less than 2 weeks to come to town with 100,000 paid on the land. Believe what I'm telling you. Every time I go into a house and they say, them are ready for me. Which means that just tell me bring the 100,000 if I shut me mouth. But I won't shut me mouth. Anytime Karen Cole come back to Badger, I will go in and he can open my mouth again. You hear?
Yeah, call them out.
Vikram Bharat gave a company from Canada, I don't know the company name. It maybe I might call it wrong. Who got it on Eagle Mountain, who walk over with cyanide, and we taking the drinking water from Salvage Falls.
Wow, that's
dangerous.
dangerous.
People.
Yeah.
And then the man gonna tell the Canadian man and the woman how cyanide is not the poison, and them gonna put things for dissolve the poison. So I said, what you are dissolve poison, you are drinking it for?
Cyanide
I said, rainfall and the catch overflow. Not enter Salvage Park. What happened to people? People glad people just want a country share Indians and I mean I don't want black people in this country. And I said.
Telling you.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for calling in and for sharing those views directly from the ground and dealing with the situations that we would have highlighted right here, you know. Big up to all of the travelers that take time out to call in and give their views. You hear it right there from persons in Guyana. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media.
Yeah, Delta. After 2 years, I want to take a land can get a house, a land of nothing. So it's still going on. Sorry. But then, so what happened to the Environmental Protection Agency, man? They're supposed to go about and see these things. Oh, my name still have a place to be, bro. Huh? Remember that?
Didn't they say that they're supposed to stop using cyanide to do gold mining?
Yeah, because you hear people talking about 60 million ounces of gold taken out from Guyana. The people said they're going to take out from Guyana, bro.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and the thing is, and it's still going on, is Russia, is China, is all the big foreign countries, them coming and raid Guyana. And nothing happening. Now look at this girl, so our president said getting 300 houses for Jamaica. Then Jamaica has the hurricane. I'm not bashing my friends them in Jamaica, but it's just reality check.
Yeah.
I still love them, love all of them. I'm a Jamaican friends and I love them. We them is like brothers and sisters.
Not like that, we got those are our brothers and sisters, yeah.
Bro, when them container left the shore of Guyana to go to Jamaica, it had 500 black ties. When these containers left the shore and go to Venezuela, it had 1,000 black ties. You see what's going on there, sir?
Yeah.
This is going on, and you the right thinking, and then you can't get a black tank. It's not the problem is not getting the black tank, you know, there, sir.
Yeah.
It's getting the water to put in the black tank.
All right. In the land of many waters.
They sent to Jamaica over 100 generators, bro. They sent to Venezuela over 1,000 generators. And people writing they are not suffering electricity. You see what I mean, bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see where I'm coming from? And we Guyanese people, as we doing is complaining, and we ain't doing a reality check and going to show them this country. And there's the problem with that. Nobody don't like Glen Land, you know, but the leader should start listening to Glen Land. Because your life is starting fast. Bro, we don't have a million people. Why every month people can't get a $300 or $400,000? Look there, sir. And this government, we saw it the other day. We suffering from three things, bro. Water, electricity, and land. Why this government can't give us subsidy for saying, yo, we can pay y'all water and light for 3 months. Every year, we will give y'all a 3 months free water and light. Because, bro, you paying water bill for 30,000 and you need to get water for 1 week. You get electricity for 3 weeks and you got to pay how much thousands of dollars, bro? A month.
make the country unaffordable for people who born and live in there all the time.
No, the president said there's a avenue of lowering the cost of living. So what's shocking president to represent the revenue for low the cost of living? What's shocking is that what kind of president head good? Must take head no good, bro? You have to put tight control in the country. You have to go to cabinet and put tight control in the country. You have to open in all the regions. Stores. Just like Guyana store or Guyana shop, you open in all the regions. Just like some Chinese opening all in all the regions. Stores, you could do it on the government. And everybody has to sell under your price or with your price. When you rent 90,000 and 100,000 and you ain't even working for that money there a month there. You understand?
The man trying to
the
make
government
everybody run.
All the revenue. Because he said when the planting comes on the market, it comes to the
supermarket.
The man who buy it, and when it comes to me, it's very price. So he don't know what for this.
Yeah, because people adopting a new culture now and they want to shop in supermarkets and not the regular market. I know how true that is. That's something very stupid.
Three bundles of oil is $1,000. Three bundles. Yeah? And when they're going to see them borrow, they set up a drawer for you, and they will get hold of you, and you and the family land so. That means by so.
Yeah. One love. Big up yourself to the elder, Mr. Flash Gardner. See in the comment section. I gotta shout out the elder every time. Thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Mr. Best, be careful. You are defeating the plot of an opposition. I'm telling you. One love, you're on to Delta9 Media Live. Hello?
Yeah, root when I think on again. Yeah, remember so. Yeah. Big up the Dion there with them for those comments. Yeah, remember if Ali no for read and write so good too, so he can't articulate for himself, so he could go up on media now. He could try it, but he can't run Guyana. And he put it out there.
I'm telling you, calling it out.
And Dion just mentioned borrow expensive, this expensive. But the people in a shop in the supermarket, when they have to do, they have to stop shop in the supermarket and put the China out of business.
Yeah, I don't know how persons adapt a supermarket culture in a place like Guyana. I'm glad to go to the farmers market over here and knowing that I could go and buy directly from persons in Border and other places that would got farm. There's the place I would go to get my greens. That makes sense. That's why I know from back then. You go Border, you get your greens, and then you go anywhere else.
Me grew up in the countryside on the west coast of Tamara. My mother used to call it the rural market every Saturday. Yeah. And that same time I had supermarket. That was the early 2000s. He probably had in Jarshong, but now I live. Yeah. Now Lenora has a supermarket. But every village, you see, when you start eating these kind of frozen food from the supermarket, you get sick in one country like Guyana.
Yes. You're gonna lessen the nutrients, plus you gotta put preservatives on it and all of them things that's gonna get you sick. Yeah. There's a very powerful punch you're making there.
Me just watch you YouTube people cook up rice with canned coconut milk. You're supposed to get the fresh coconut and grate them.
Oh yeah, that's what we know. Yeah. Either you grate it or if you want grate it, chip and blend. Right?
Yeah, because Guyana change up a lot. Guyana nago turn good with this government unless on different government going. No matter how you every day you come and you highlight certain things and about the Barima boat. The boat nago come up just now. Then people got evidence in the boat. So probably after the holiday, then they probably try to bring them up. Remember, the longer the boat stayed on there, Delta, They both
they could use the evidence, right?
Thing a damage. Thing a damage underneath because remember salt water could damage evidence. So them they smart. But you think when I make you think that I want Mohamed to bring up the boat. It's common sense.
Yeah.
The idea you listening, brother. Take it.
Thanks for calling in. Big up yourself to all the moderators. Well, the final poll, the final part of the poll question is 78 to 22. 1 month after the MV Barima disaster, has the government done enough for the victims and salvaging of the vessel? 78% is saying no, the government is dragging its feet. 22% is saying yes, the government's done enough. Right? That's the views of persons internationally, locally, for the poll question that's up on the channel. Big up to everybody in the live right now. The elder Mr. Flash Garden, one love every time. Thanks for being a part of the live. Paulette, big up yourself. Paulette is saying they are snakes all over. APNU is no different. I tell you, you see what happened with the no confidence vote, right? Definitely a powerful point right there. Ras Levi, big up yourself. Thanks for tuning into the live presentation. International Digital Connection. I'm telling you, we global. Persons from all over the globe. We tuned in. We highlighted so many headlines on this one presentation. We've been live now, believe it or not, for 3 hours. 3 hours right here with Delta9 Media. Thanks for being a part of the presentation. All of those that was a part of it from beginning to end. Everybody that took time out to call from all over the globe and highlight their views about the headlines that we were sharing. I want to say a special shout out to all the moderators, all of the frequent travelers, everybody who traveling with me for the first time today. Make sure you subscribe. It don't cost you nothing, you know. To subscribe, it don't cost you nothing to hit the thumbs up button and advocate for the things that going on the ground. You help to share the video. When you hit the thumbs up button, it helps to boost the video in the algorithm, and more persons are able to be updated with everything what's going on Delta9 Media. Plus, we're more than 32,000 strong right now. Join the team. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe, but it's going to keep you connected with every single thing trending in Guyana and in the diaspora. I want to say to all those that's going to catch this one in the rewind in the future, big up yourself. And thanks for spending some time with Delta9 Media. As you could see, the flight has landed. We're up on the ramp right now. Make sure you get your luggage and subscribe so you will be notified the next time this flight is taking off, so that you could be part of the international digital connection, where we come together, we highlight, we discuss very important and trending issues in Guyana and around the globe. Thanks to every single person right now, everybody that come through. Ras Levi, Rasta Empress, Flash, PA, Cheryl, Bantu King, everybody, Patrick, everybody that I see, everybody that I mightn't see. Rugranat, one of the first moderators and one of the moderators that's always live with us. Big up yourself every time, Rugranat. Thanks for coming through and for making the live presentation what it is. Everybody that take time out to call in, remember, keep highlighting. Big up yourself, Marcia, one of the persons that helped me to set that 5-minute precedence moving forward from this live. We're keeping the calls them 5 minutes. Why? Because frequent travelers and persons that call in say, hey, try to make the calls them 5 minutes as you move forward so that the show could move in that manner. We would rather it that way. This is for the people, by the people. One love, and I will catch you in the next live presentation. Once you subscribe, put on your notifications, because guess what? There will be other videos, other pre-recorded videos that we will upload right here on Delta9 Media. And as we're talking about on Delta9 Media, consider, if you would like to see other pieces of content like I was highlighting. I'm a media specialist. If you would like to see media content, entertainment content, and other kinds of videos from Delta9 Media, we will be creating doing those kind of footage. Footage from the range videos, 2A videos and stuff like that. On Delta9 Media, no filter. I'm going to put up the barcode for persons that would like to follow us on this channel as well, so that you can partake in those kinds of content that we would share on this platform right here. Delta9 Media, no filter. Join us. We're headed to 1,000 subscribers. We're headed to 1,000 subscribers on the Delta9 Media No Filter channel. Right? Subscribe. Join us from the early. Be a part of everything that we got going on right there. Promotions. Every artist, if you know artists, shout out to artists. Tell them, hey, Delta9 Media No Filter, jump on to the platform from early, because we're going to got behind the scenes from music videos. We can got performances, all kind of stuff, international travel, range videos, training, all kind of stuff going on with them. And if you like getting into the esoterics, history, astrology, and all of these other things, join the Gnosis Focus channel. We got more than 1,000 subscribers on that channel, and there's more than 100 videos already getting into esoterics and all of these other things on the Gnosis Focus channel. That's the barcode right there. Scan the barcode with your phone. It'll take you straight to the channel, or type in the name Delta9 Media No Filter or Gnosis Focus, and join us on these other two channels so that we can have different types of content, different types of channel. You understand? We're bringing everything together, and then there's a whole lot of confusion on the platform when you're trying to find certain pieces of information on certain types of content. All right. One love to everybody that's live with us right now. Thanks again to every person that's tuned in and everybody that's going to catch this one in the rewind. One love. I'll catch you in the next one.
100% wild-crafted CMOS. Only the best, 'cause you deserve nothing less. 8 Butterfly.